two giving you trouble? Off! I got.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the Friday Night Frenzy, where we say all the curse words, except for poppycock. We don't say poppycock here. Sorry for being a little bit late on the draw here. We kind of needed to have a little pre-show meeting. Went over. We kind of got talking about Nyx's amazing game here, and honestly, when that subject comes up, it's hard not to get enthralled.
It's a pretty
I guess
game.
I guess since we're on the subject, Nyx, would you like to tell people how you're a game dev now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I kind of am actually.
Yep.
Funny
You
because
are.
Lost Lenore was actually the first person to be like, yeah, I love supporting indie developers, and I love this kind of thing, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Oh shoot, she's right.
Yep.
She
Right,
is.
I'm an indie
I mean,
dev here.
Lost Lenore is usually right about stuff, so
But yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's admirable to see people put in that. Like, everybody can criticize games. Very few people can make them.
It's basically, you know what they say: those who do, do; those who can't, teach; those who
Yeah.
can't teach, critique.
Yep. Yeah.
And Nyx, you're definitely a doer.
Yeah, good on you. Like, this is awesome.
Well,
And,
I feel like RPG
sorry.
Maker makes it really easy because it's all a lot of the bigger coding stuff I don't have to worry about because it's all like now I just kind of have to put things together.
Mm-hmm.
If you would like to check out her game, she has the demo available for download on itch.io right now. It's in the comments. Please check it out. We totally weren't planning on like promoting you right after that. It's just the topic was there. I was like, you know what? Why not?
Well, it's exciting.
It is. It really is. As a person who has created stuff myself, I get like the whole high that comes from creation. And I played the demo, and I must say I actually really like it. I really like Nyx's writing. He has a very kind of clever way with the writing, but also she does a really good thing where she signposts like dialogue. She says, "Oh, maybe I should talk to the person in the store about getting a knife or something." Like she helps kind of. It's signposting without hand holding, and I must say that is an art. That is a very fine line, Nyx, and you tightrope it masterfully.
Wow.
Well, I don't want because I know a lot of gamers in this day and age, especially people who've been playing the more modern God of War series, get really, really angry about specific hand holding in video games. And I know that if I played those games, I would get really upset too. And especially like with the yellow paint debacle, everyone's like, "Oh, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal." But if you're a real gamer, you know it is. You don't want the game holding your hand. You want to figure it out for yourself because then you feel clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just kind of try and give a little nudge in the right direction. But where the player ultimately ends up, that's on them.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, JB's getting a little ahead of the game here, where he says the F word is the most versatile word. Is that like that like Islamic priest that made that sermon or something?
No, this was an old soundbite. It was like done like a 1950s home ec video, and they're like, it stems from the German word "fricken," meaning to strike. And then it's like you could use it as an adverb, an adjective. You could use it within an existing word, like unspeaking, believable.
You can do it with a woman.
Yeah.
All right, and
it's
then
really too bad that YouTube won't let us swear within the first 10 minutes, but after the 10-minute mark, we are golden.
Oh.
Yeah. So once we hit the 10-minute mark, I'm gonna give Nyx the ceremonial first F-bomb.
Yeah. But actually,
All right,
this kind of does tie in to my game because I made I didn't even do it consciously at first, but I've kind of made a point to very limit my swearing or how much swearing I use in my game. Because I curse like a sailor, and it's something that I get, people get on me about all the time, especially when I'm in front of my nieces, which I am really trying to stop. I've already had the 3-year-old, now a 4-year-old, say bad words before.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah, I'll be damned. What a kid. But,
Language.
I don't know. I just, because we've been seeing it a lot, and especially in a certain visionary, you can't see, but I'm air quoting, visionaries works, I kind of feel like overuse of swearing has kind of gotten on a lot of people's nerves.
You know what? Let's just let's jump into the main topic. But first, I do want to like share something real quick. So I did see Thunderbolts today. I went and saw it with a friend of mine, and I'm just gonna do a very quick non-spoiler review. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, there will be no spoilers, so you're fine. Actually really liked it. The movie was way better than it had any right to be. The movie you could tell the screenwriter was really passionate about this work. Like there's a certain like way like I'm just gonna go out and say this movie tackles mental health issues. Like it is very heavy themes of mental health. And as a person who struggles with mental health, I really connected with this movie. There were certain moments where I almost started to cry. Like I'm not gonna go do spoilers, but it is actually there are moments here in this movie that are really beautiful. I'm gonna give it there are some moments of like the cringy Marvel humor, but it's thankfully not all the time. And when the movie decides to go serious, it does commit to the bit. So I will give it that prop for that. 8.5 out of 10. Just wanted to very quickly review that. We had some other stuff, but let's just go into the topic. That's clearly where we want to go. So next, continue.
Well, I was gonna say, actually, also, I think I've seen a lot of people on Twitter give the movie like a sort of 7 to 8 out of 10. So, high hopes for it.
Yeah, I was wanting to give it a 9, but like the Marvel humor, and it just like by current like honestly, if you compare it to like if you just compare it to like the Phase 5 slop, this is like a 9 out of 10 movie. But just as a movie itself, it's actually not bad. Like 8.5 out of 10, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Basically, I went into this thinking this is going to be the Suicide Squad movie David Ayer wanted to make, and that's pretty much it.
Fair. Y'all are gassing this movie up hardcore. If I go see it and it's nothing like I've been told, I'm gonna be so mad. You're gonna get Nick's rant.
Okay, and if you're ready to cook on stream, I will let you cook. Just do the cooking by the book.
But yeah, I like I said, I swear a lot, like a lot, and I try to like do better, especially in front of my nieces, because even though there's nothing like inherently wrong, people just, when you ask them, well, why is swearing wrong, they just give you the like very generalized, well, it's rude, it's impolite, and nobody wants to like admit how. I still do think it is pretty impolite in certain situations and places, and I don't want them to get that habit. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah, like you don't go into Sunday church and then talk about the chicken that went into the cornhole.
yeah,
Nick understands the euphemism I was making.
yeah, but
Also, it's Nick's. Go. We're 10 minutes in. Go for it.
okay, fuck.
Ha ha! Broken the seal. It's 10 minutes. Nick's has a ceremonial first F-bomb, so we're good now.
Okay.
Chris, would you like to break the seal as well?
I'm all set. Thanks.
Well, fucking hell.
But I have actually made it a bit of a challenge to myself, having had noticed that I didn't have any swearing at first, to make sure there was absolutely no swearing in my game. And that didn't work out, so now I'm just challenging myself to use as little swearing as possible. And I keep it only to certain characters and situations in dialogue now. Like, certain gruffer characters will drop some mild swearing, and I'm not going to overuse it, and I'm kind of challenging myself to make sure I don't overuse it. So I try to go back and be like, okay, so this character doesn't need to swear, so what could I use in place of that? Whereas, again, certain visionaries will just drop every F-bomb and every other bomb he can find in his vocabulary. Which I don't want to say may be very limited, but if you have to drop swearing in every single sentence you write, then I'm afraid your vocabulary may be slightly limited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I've seen some older folks say swearing is a sign of low intelligence, and in some aspects it can be. You know,
Oh
like
yeah, my
like the
grandfather
people
definitely tells me that.
like the people like the people like Nick describes, where they just have like too much of their vocabulary is filled with swear words. Like, yeah, I can see that, but there's kind of levels to this, in my opinion.
Well,
But,
it's
like-
because swear words are the most versatile words in the language. You know, one swear word has like 100 connotations.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for example, fuck. I can say I can say fuck you. This is getting like honestly when this is so getting demonetized, but fuck it. I
Well,
knew
like-
what I was
Right.
getting to.
Well, like you could say that thing is shit, or you could say that thing is the shit, and it's two very different things. You know.
Like the 80s had bitchin', which I do still use occasionally, just to
or
date
like-
myself.
Or you can say, "Damn it," or "Hot damn," or the Will Smith, "Damn, damn."
The Martin.
You know.
Damn, Gina. Man. Oh, it's just expletives, yeah.
Yeah, to me, swear words are used to empathize a point.
Mm.
You know, but also like what Nick said, when you're creating work, sometimes you got to be cognizant of the words using, especially when you're playing in a certain age range. Like for example, Screecher is an 11 plus comic, and so like for example, I think it was like issue 3. For the longest time, there was a panel where like she rips off her hood and she says, "Damn it." But when I was getting ready to do the issue and I was looking at that, I was like, you know what? This is an 11 plus book, and I don't think that word is appropriate for the age range I'm doing. So I changed it to scat, which is animal shit. You know, it's a substitute curse word. You know, you get the same effect. You just parents are still buying your book.
Mm.
Yeah, so like I am not opposed to curse words. Like if you read Torrent Samurai, there's like an F-bomb on every other page. You know, like that's like my book where I have fun. But I do think there comes a point where there's like too many curse words. And basically you get the this is like what a 12-year-old thinks is cool. Which coincidentally is the mental age of Adi Shankar.
Whoa, hey, I at least alluded to him. I didn't come out and say his name.
Honestly, his works were going to come up regardless, so we had to pull the plug eventually.
When we worked on
That's it.
Defiance, we had to develop an entire swear language. So like,
Nice.
because we're on it's funded by NBC Universal. We're on the Sci-Fi Channel, so we couldn't drop any F-bombs or anything. So we had like these like alien hybrid terms for like so for example, shit became shtako, or as Angry Joe affectionately called it, shit taco. And then what is it? Fuck was Jack. So if someone was, what the Jack? like
Well,
there's a whole bunch of them.
that's an interesting topic that we can explore. Is like substitute curse words. Probably my favorite is Battlestar Galactica with frack.
Yep.
Where it's like they use it in every way that you would use the F-bomb. Like,
Yep.
You're not still fracking her, are you? Like, what the frack? I don't give a frack. Like, I just love it because it's the F-bomb, but like in a different context. And you can just use it all you want, you know.
Yep. Well, and then Firefly, they just used Mandarin.
They use that and Goran, which was kind of their version of like
Goddamn.
essentially. Yeah. I mean, they kind of use it in some other contexts as well, but like, yeah. And then JB's like Tracker Balsagrashka. Also, somebody did a. I need to look that up. But Nix, what are some of your favorite substitute curse words?
I don't think I have any. I don't think I've ever really read or engaged with any media that used like substitute cursing. Well, if they did, I'm just not like, I don't know, my brain decided to shut down at the worst possible time and it's like, no, nothing for you.
One thing I will say is when you insert modern curse words into a medieval fantasy context, it can be a bit immersion breaking. I'm looking at you, George R. R. Martin.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
what is it? The C word was a very common word used in the classical period. You know.
Well, if you're talking about "see you next Tuesday,"
Yeah.
The Brits have an entirely different relationship with that word.
Yeah.
Because like that word is actually more used against males.
Well, yeah. Well, because it's actually the word actually refers to women. It comes from cunny, which is cunning, because back in the Dark Ages and the classical period, women were the cunning was the cunning sex, and like guile and all that
They
stuff.
kind of still are.
Well, that's where the origin or the etymological origin of the word came from. Is the "see you next Tuesday" came from cunny, like cunnilingus, you know, like it all goes back to that same feminine quality, and to put it on a man is to basically, you're basically saying you're not a real man, like that's, and it's just like ballooned out from there.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Medieval English has its own swear words. Yeah. I mean, as long as,
God's bones.
yeah, Star Wars has their own fake swear words, or did before the Evil Mouse. CT, it's been a while since I've read a Legends novel. Like, what were some of them? I think, I'm trying to remember. But yeah, as a writer, it's always fun to like make up fake swear words.
Yeah. I just use Irish ones in my Infinitale.
But like yours is like Celtic inspired, so I think that kind of fits a little bit.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it's like I looked up the origins of the words and went, yeah, that would make sense, you know. So
yeah, yeah. So but yeah, I think certain stuff overdoes it. Like Castlevania, I think really.
Oh God.
Like, I'm sorry, like season 3, like Death swearing. Like, there's only like having Malcolm McDowell voice Death. They somehow made that cringe. They had Malcolm McDowell like Death, like Malcolm McDowell, like Clockwork Orange, like literally he's a legendary actor, play Death, and they still found a way to make him cringe. How?
Yeah.
Well, you know how the writing surrounding it was just ass.
Yeah. I know. I'm sick of younger millennial hipster writing. You know, they wink at the camera. Like,
I think
millennials are very irony poisoned. There's no sincerity with a lot of millennial writing.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. I think a lot of it comes from the fact that everyone who writes these days is too afraid to just be sincere with their writing. Instead, they have to like, oh yeah, we know it's crap, or oh yeah, we know this is a stupid trope, but like, okay, how about instead of being like, yeah, this is a stupid trope, but we're using it, how about instead just don't even acknowledge it, or if you have to, how about you just don't write in the trope?
Yeah.
I will say, in regards to Thunderbolts, there actually is a lot of sincerity in this movie. Like, there are scenes where it's just literally two people talking about their feelings, but it's actually written very well where you feel for the characters.
Nice.
And they're not doing it over tea, by the way.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a shame that it's taken this long for the MCU to kind of pull itself up and do a good Suicide Squad, essentially. Because, like, the last, 5 movies or whatever from the MCU have pretty much all but cemented my, like, desire to not see any more Marvel movies. And it sounds bad because it sounds like this is actually a pretty decent film. So it's going to sour, like, people have already been soured, you know what I mean? It's how hard, like, how good does it have to be to get them to come back?
All right. Real quick, RJ is like, hail, RJ. See, the thing about Marvel is you can tell they're desperate. Like, hey, we're going back to the Marvel you like, guys. Like, it's all over the marketing. And I'm like, you guys are really, really not even trying to hide the fact that, like, you guys know you're in trouble.
Yeah, you made a lot of crap, you know, like, and it sucks too because, like, there's some like, I've watched a few reviews and what you said earlier, Nick, echoes a lot of what they were saying. This is a Florence Pugh movie. This is all about Yelena, but like some of the characters, like, they're like, everybody's good in this. Like, I think Ghost is the only one they said was kind of weak, but everybody else, it was like they said that David Harbour stole the show in scenes. What's his face there? Russell.
Wyatt Russell. The problem is, everyone got, like, some sort of little character moments. Because, like, minor spoiler, when they touch a person, they enter, like, a nightmare mode. Ghost really didn't get anything. Like, she didn't really have anything. She's kind of just, like, the actress herself is fine. But, like, she's the only one who doesn't really get anything. It's just weird.
Yeah, that's kind of a shame. But I guess, just from the point I'm trying to make, though, is that it sounds like it's a really good film that might have some difficulty overshadowing the last glut of terrible movies in the series.
Overshadowing. That's rather ironic given the subject matter.
Sentinel, yeah.
Sentry, yeah.
Oh, Sentry, yeah. God, I don't know. I'll see it, but I'm not going to the theater to see it.
That's fine. Fair. And he's like Enfrat cursing. I do love how in American cinema, if you're PG-13, like, there's like this one F-bomb, and like they treat it like it's like you only got one F-bomb. You better make sure you use it right.
There's like a heavenly light coming down on it as he's about to say it.
Yeah. I also love some of the threads you have where it's like, all right, this movie is rated PG-13. It gets one F-bomb. Like, for example, Lord of the Rings is rated PG-13. If you're going to put one F-bomb in the Fellowship of the Ring, where would you put it? Let's go hunt some fucking orcs.
I would want to put it in the Witch King of Angmar. When he gets rocked, just have him go, oh, fuck. And then he just implodes.
Nix, what about you?
I don't know. I don't think it really put in an F-bomb because I feel like it would go against Tolkien.
It totally would.
I have too much respect for the dead guy. Unfortunately for everyone who dislikes him.
They should call the atom bomb the F-bomb. I mean, it has about the same devastation, really.
Speaking of movies, our favorite, I don't really know what I call him actually. Matt Walsh. We'll say Matt Walsh decided to come out and say that Revenge of the Sith, I think it was, the one that came back to theaters, is one of the worst movies of all times.
Like, literally, oh my god. The guy is just troll baiting. He is engagement baiting. It's like, of course, when Revenge of the Sith comes out, everyone's talking about it. Of course, he's gonna hop on it. Like,
shit on it. Yeah.
Honestly, at this point, it's a predictable pattern. Just ignore him. That's
basically what I said. I was like, how about we just stop giving him the attention he's like clearly crying for, like a little baby.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
who cares what he says?
Also, out of the prequel trilogy, I think it's arguable that the Revenge of the Sith is probably the best of the three.
It's
films.
not arguable; it's objective fact.
Yeah,
Like
a
you can
lot of
have
people-
you can have a favorite. You could prefer Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones, but from an objective quality standpoint, Revenge of the Sith is objectively the best.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But Phantom Menace has Duel of the Fates. That
Okay, that
that
one,
is cinema.
okay. If George Lucas had just released Duel of the Fates, like a 10-minute short film, that would literally be the best Star Wars movie ever made.
Yeah, Ray Park was done dirty. I would have loved to have seen him return. They built up Darth Maul to be this badass with all the promotional materials, and he gets taken out in the first one, and then they had to run damage control in the animated series.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, like a Darth Maul live action film wouldn't be the worst. Like you literally have a section of Maul's life where he's running the Black Sun Syndicate, and you just do nothing with it.
Mm.
Like I don't get it.
Well, it's just
That's
visually.
that's like the most hilarious thing about Solo, where it's like the movie's over and they just throw in a Darth Maul cameo. It's
just
like,
a random, yeah.
it's like all right, no, but like we're at the end of the movie. Let's just throw in a Darth Maul cameo. Let's get people talking. Maybe we'll get a few more butts and seats.
Well, the thing is like his visuals were like everybody's like, oh, that's just a pimped out on Maybelline like thing, and he's demonic. But like for me, back in the late '90s when I went to go see that in theaters, the fact that he had a double lightsaber, that was like groundbreaking. At the
Oh
time.
my god! Like
That was the
people,
coolest shit.
people who
Yeah.
did not live through those times. Okay. Crimson Dawn, Black Sun, and Caesar. Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah,
can tell. Yeah, you can tell I'm a Shadows of the Empire fan. So, sorry, I have been corrected. Nerd.
Oh, yeah.
But people who were not alive at the time, they do not realize how hype it was. You watch the trailer. There were people who stood in line for hours to see the trailer, just the trailer.
Yeah.
But like
It was an
that shot where like Darth Maul ignites both lightsabers.
Yep.
You have no idea how like hyped that was.
Yeah, and to have it like it was so hyped up, and then Obi-Wan kills him at the end of the film, and it was like, son of a bitch, like that would have made an awesome like he was more intimidating than I would say than like General Grievous, the robot with the multiple lightsabers, and even the Emperor to some degree. Just the strike like I don't know. I just think that Ray Park might have either pissed somebody off or somebody had a hair across their ass, because like that dude knocked it out of the park. Say what you will about the prequels, because I'm not a fan of them, and I really didn't like the Phantom Menace, but I really loved Darth Maul, and I loved that whole Duel of the Fates stuff.
Okay. I'm gonna tempt fate here. I just have to.
Ah.
The music.
Yes.
Just look at that! Oh my god!
Yeah, they're like, you're all gonna
Cinema.
die. He's like, you're all gonna die. Get the hell out of here. Only I can take care of this.
All right.
Pure
I'm-
cinema.
Just watch
Yep.
He got that aura.
this.
The Riz is unbelievable.
All right.
Now, if we could get
Oh,
rid of the
this
stuff
one-
with Anakin, that'd be pure cinema. Just give us
Now
the
thi-
light interrupted.
Now this is pod racing. We need like.
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this. I want to do episode 1, but I'm only gonna do it if I can get Melee K on here. Like that is the only way I would do episode 1 for a Friday night feature. I want to do it, and it's just every time I ask her, her schedule. So I'm like, it's not her fault, mind you. It's just she's a busy woman.
Yeah, RJ's got a really good point there in the chat. I 100% agree with him. As a fan of Christopher Lee, like I still love that he was in the film, but I think that Maul should have been Dooku's part.
Yeah, because like it just makes more sense, honestly.
Yeah.
Kind of funny, but apparently originally Dooku was supposed to beg for mercy as he was about to die, and Lee was like, "Nah, not happening. Not my bad."
Yeah, the
Okay.
inspiration for James Bond.
Literally. Okay.
We gotta do something, R2.
Here we go.
Here we go. Yeah, that's
Oh, the music.
dude, millions of nerd boners went up.
Just look at that. He doesn't even like look.
Yeah, he's got him. He's fighting two people at once. Like that.
Okay. I just need to share this trivia. So the reason why this scene is so good is George Lucas technically did not direct this sequence. This was done by the stunt coordinator. This was all like done like this is why the scene looks so freaking good. Is because the stunt coordinators pretty much ran that show.
Yeah, it works so well too.
Oh my
and you
God.
got Ray Park in that costume, like it's flawless. It's like a kung fu movie. I feel like I'm watching Ip Man with light.
And the thing that I love about Darth Maul is
sorry, Nate.
The makeup is ridiculous. The makeup is objectively ridiculous. Yeah. But he wears it like it's like he is who he is. He's Darth Maul. He's not winking at the camera. He's like, oh, I know it's a joke. No, he is like, I am the most badass motherfucker in the galaxy, and I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yep.
And like just that look, you know.
Well, even the fact that basically Qui-Gon is like, you guys need to leave because you're all dead. Like,
and I love how Padme is like, yep, don't have to tell me twice.
Yeah,
just like the way she talks, and she just immediately nopes out. It's like she's like, yep, don't tell me twice.
Yeah, you're on your own, kid.
Yeah, the script here is that like that's literally in the script. That's literally the script as they fight. Yeah. George Lucas knew.
I was gonna say though, I think it's kind of funny that people try to bring up this moment whenever they get all upset about how much we didn't like Kylo Ren's little lightsaber, whatever you want to call it. And it's like
Kylo Ren is like one of the best characters in the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, but like I don't know. There's a difference between whatever they were trying to do with his lightsaber and what they did with Darth Maul. Darth Maul is practical. Mm-hmm. And it fits to his fighting style.
Well, the thing with Kylo Ren is his character. It's his character because he's using a cracked crystal. Like the whole thing about Kylo Ren is he's an unfinished gem. Like he's like a partially sculpted diamond. Like he's not finished. That's his whole character is he's flawed.
Well, sorry. Well, from a weapons perspective, though. A crossguard, a Quillen's there on a lightsaber is pointless because the moment you get a Bindon, you get binded blades. All the other guy has to do is just push those little crossguards right into Kylo Ren, and it would have burned him and killed him.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Like, yeah, you nailed it, Chris. Thank you. No, you nailed it, man. Thank you. Way more, far better speaker than me.
see, my problem is. I'm in love with the idea of Kylo Ren. I love how this just became like a Star Wars stream. Fuck it. But like the idea of Kylo Ren, like the whole burden of legacy. He's a Nepo baby, essentially. He is a grandson of Darth Vader. He's trying to live up to his grandson's expectations. He's the grandson of Darth Vader. He is the son of General Leia Organa and General Solo, two of the biggest heroes of the Republic. His uncle is Luke fucking Skywalker. It's like
tried to kill him.
Can we not talk about because that's like Luke would never have done that.
No, God no.
Even Mark Hamill, like fuck Mark Hamill, but even he doesn't like
Disney should have freaking bit the bullet, paid the royalties, and got Jason and Jaina in there. I'm sorry, but the expanded universe villains, the siblings that are enemies and stuff, like that is so much better written than the crap we got in the sequel trilogy.
You mean the main villain of the sequel's main deal is that he literally wasn't thought all the way out?
Yeah, they're like shit. We want to make Jason Solo, but we don't want to. I feel wrong.
The bigger waste is Snoke because he's like there goading on the plot, and it's like okay, but why though? And then he dies, and then suddenly they're like, oh, by the way, somehow Palpatine came back from the dead. Yeah, easy. How did that happen?
Oh, and also Snoke is another Palpatine clone that was working for him the entire time.
Yeah, it just.
And the only way we know that is because in the clone tanks you can see a Snoke body.
See, Justin Owens gets it. The Thrawn trilogy, dude, Heir to the Empire, like all that, like those books, those trilogies, dude. Like, I don't like Disney should have just instead of trying to cut costs, been like, okay, let's make a movie out. I think it would have been a slam dunk. I don't think there would have been a single person. There'd been like nerds that read the book going, and like standing and pointing in the theater like Leonardo DiCaprio, and that's
Also, like, what if, like, honestly, I like Rogue One, but the only way to make the movie perfect is to put Kyle Katarn in there.
Oh, that would have been nice.
Like you could have had it so that like he's the one who got the location of the Death Star plans on Scarif, and then he doesn't do the operation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you don't have to kill him, but he does survive.
Yeah, I thought that's what they were going to do with Finn, is they were just going to make basically like a black version of Kyle Katarn, because that was what
been pretty cool.
Yeah, because like they were leading up to that, where it was like, okay, a stormtrooper goes rogue and ends up becoming one of the most powerful Jedi, and it's like, oh, that would have been badass, and then they just turned him into this dumb, like hapless comic relief thing, and it was like that was a huge screw you to John Boyega, regardless of what you think of the actor. Like, I like him. I liked him in Attack the Block, and he was in 24. Good actor. And they just made his character crap, and instead they put in the girl boss crap. And then, like, they didn't know what they wanted out of these movies. Like, if you were to watch them consecutively, you know, one by one, or all three of them in one sitting, the movie is like doesn't make any sense. Like it's like, wait, what's happening?
Like, here's what I would have done with Rey. I would have made her the granddaughter of Obi-Wan and Duchess Satine. Basically, the thing is, her and Obi-Wan had a kid, and she never told Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
And then that person met someone, had a baby, and then that was Rey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I honestly though, I would have just preferred if they had Jaina Solo in there as the Rey character, because she's so well written in the book, and we got robbed of Mara Jade. Who, again, you know, I'm the raging misogynist. Where no, that is a badass character, a bounty hunter.
Well,
here's to kill Luke.
Here's what I would have done. I would have had Ben. It would have been Ben Skywalker.
Yep.
He would have been, and he would have been Kylo Ren.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it would have made more sense, that direct line.
Mm-hmm.
And then had like the Jaina and Jason characters.
Yeah. Why was he called Ben Solo? Like Leia and Han Solo have almost no connection with Obi-Wan. So why would they name their child Ben? Like, it makes sense in the books why Luke calls it, you know, when Mara and him have their kid, and they're like,
and Luke and Leia had 3 kids. There were the twins, and then there was Anakin. The reason she called the 3rd kid Anakin was she wanted to forgive her father. Like, that it was all about forgiveness.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It makes me lose faith in like Hollywood writing when I see that much of a colossal blunder at play. Like, you have this huge property, you've got more money than 100 of us combined could make in a lifetime, you know, put into this film, and they just screwed it all up. Sorry, I know I'm cynical about movies.
Losing faith in Hollywood? I've already lost my faith in Hollywood a long time ago.
That's true, but it was like that was like kind of like it was a gradual process. Like, I didn't just like one day just wake up and be like, yeah, Hollywood is shit. Like, it's taken like an erosion of years, and this was one of those like major digs.
Oh God! See, this is like oh God. So the problem with the Obi-Wan show is it should have been like, if you're gonna have an adventure, have it with Luke. Like, what? Like, they literally pulled him off world, to have him have an event with Leia. You know, when if for example, like years ago you served with my father in the Clone Wars. Like,
yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Like, oh, remember that time where I got kidnapped and I went to Nar Shaddaa?
Yeah. Well, she's all formal.
Yeah.
Like, you don't speak to people who you've had adventures with that formally and that impersonal. Like, yeah. Screw that series.
And also, Filoni literally robbed us of the greatest idea for an Obi-Wan movie.
What's that?
Basically, Darth Maul comes to Tatooine, and he's trying to hunt down Ben. And to do that, he tries to go through Luke. So Obi-Wan has to take basically the safest place for Luke is with Obi-Wan temporarily.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do like some stuff where he doesn't see him be a Jedi. Like you can write around that.
Yeah.
There's ways to write around that. Like, Luke, close your eyes, go over here. You can write around the fact that you never saw him do Jedi stuff. You can write around that.
Yeah.
Pretty easily. But then you have that Rebels episode where you kill him off in one stroke. I'm sorry. I get like the whole Obi-Wan's so good he kills him in one stroke. Like, no, there'd still be a little bit of a fight.
Oh my god. Rebels had so many issues, and it all had to do with its lead character. Because, I remember that episode, and all I was thinking was, if they kept it on the fight itself, because they'd been building this fight up so much hype, and they just took one episode to just kind of put Ezra in the background and say, stay the fuck there, don't come out until we're done, then we could have actually had a really great final battle between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul.
Man.
And it would have been fitting. It would have been a fitting and tragic end for their characters.
Yeah. And it's
for Darth Maul, because he died.
It's very clear from the way Lucas wrote episode 3 and episode 4 that when they see each other on the Death Star, they literally haven't seen each other since Mustafar.
Yeah.
When I left you, I was but a learner. Now I am the master.
Yeah. It cheapens that if you now include that crappy Leia series or Obi-Wan series. Makes no sense. In fact, the whole first movie is cheapened and kind of invalidated if you look at the series and you're like, well, if Leia and Obi-Wan have already had adventures and stuff, it makes no sense that when there's just so many parts where it's like there's no continuity there. It's like you guys are just moving this shit along just because you heard character names.
Yeah, like the whole bringing back Palpatine and making it clones literally ruins Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
Like, what's the even point? Oh, that was a clone body of Palpatine. It didn't actually die. So the whole point of that climax.
Yeah, Darth Vader lost his life for nothing. That's stupid. No. Wait. So we went from Thunderbolts to swearing to Star Wars prequels, and
this is a Friday Night Frenzy, everybody. The topics are more like a set of guidelines. So, what do you guys think about Yuji Horii? Just kind of oh yeah, we're working on Chrono Trigger. Oh wait, I didn't say anything.
Oh, they're making another Chrono game.
I think it's the 2D HD remake we've been wanting for a while.
Oh.
I think it's going to be cool. And then I guess the other piece of gaming news, GTA 6 got delayed by a year. I think we all saw that coming.
Well, yeah, because they got to figure out a way to make me even more money off this crap. I'm sorry, but Microsoft with their $80 increase,
and then increasing the price of the consoles by call me old fashioned, but I thought consoles are supposed to get cheaper.
Yeah,
as the generation goes on.
Yeah, and the people that are blaming this on tariffs, it's digital games aren't affected by tariffs, and on top of that, this is a global thing. This isn't just the United States.
If it was just tariffs, why are they raising the prices in Canada and the UK and Australia?
Honestly, I think they're just wanting to recoup whatever they can for losses because they know they're doomed. No, they're killing off the Xbox. They're going to be a software model that's just renting software. The Xbox One, performed poorly this generation compared to the PlayStation 5 and last generation Switch. The Switch isn't even technically part of this generation.
The price of consoles are the reason. Yeah, same thing.
Same here. Well, I got chased away because of the reoccurring fees. I'm not going to be charged a monthly ransom to play multiplayer. Screw them.
Here's the reason why I'll do PC. Games are expensive, but at least I can rest easy knowing, here's a $70 game. I'll just wait 3 years, and then I can get it for $30. I can reliably count on that.
Yep, same here. Steam sales reward the patient.
Oh, you don't have to tell me that. How do you think I got most of the DLC for RPG Maker VX Ace?
Oh, nice. Was it a spring sale or summer sale or?
Oh yeah, they
Oh
have
God, Steam
sales on
summer
it
sale.
quite frequently. Actually, it's kind of funny,
Yeah.
like every month or two.
But it's not just like the Steam summer sale. There's also Humble Bundle.
Mhm.
Like those bundles, you get stuff for cheap. There's all this stuff like Green Man Gaming. There's like some of these like discount sites. Like I'm not talking about key sites like G2A, but like they're a little more legit, like Green Man Gaming, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like I'm just gonna be honest. When they release the Steam
Yeah,
Deck
well-
2, I don't care if it's like $600. I'll probably buy it because even though I'm paying a higher price for the Steam Deck, I'm gonna recoup my costs because of game prices.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that and you don't have to pay a monthly fee. You know, like it blew my mind when, like here's the thing: is people want to blame corporations for this, and yes, corporations are greedy, but that's by their nature. That's the scorpion. You know, that's the thing that I sting. That's what I do. I blame the pay pigs with no self control and low impulse. Like these are people that are like they'll complain about a price being too high and then buy it anyways. And it's like you're the only language companies understand is money, and you are paying them money, and that is essentially telling them I am fine with you charging me $80 for a game.
Here's the other thing: like everyone who brings up like, oh, look at this Toys R Us ad from '97. Yeah, like, do you guys like not forget like PlayStation 1 greatest hits? Like a game would sell over 1 million copies. They slapped that ugly green S label. Now it's $20.
Yep. Well, not only that, but Nintendo was the only one playing that game too. The N64 was a poorly designed system. People don't understand how poorly, like how big of a screw up Nintendo was when they made the N64. It had awesome, like, oh, hardware performance this and had instant loading and all that stuff. Yeah, and Square Enix said you guys don't have enough room on your cartridges to put even like Red Book audio.
Like
You know?
Square wanted, like they wanted to support the Nintendo.
Yep.
Like honestly, if you look at the tech demo they made, if they had just made a game like that, but with like the cutscenes, it
Mhm.
probably would have been really good.
Oh, well, Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII should have been on the N64. But it never came there because they went, we're going to go with this weird-ass cartridge format that's super expensive to produce, and we're going to push that onto our customers. So all those $80 cartridges and shit were because of poor planning skills on Nintendo's part.
And the
did
other
not
thing is
reflect the market.
is like Sony rolled out the welcome mat for Square.
Yep.
Like
And
one of the key
customers.
reasons, like yes, Final Fantasy VII is a great game, but one of the reasons it did so well in America is Sony pushed that game really freaking like because the Sony knew what they had. Like
Yep.
they knew this was like a masterclass game. They knew exactly what they had. So there was a huge marketing campaign for that game.
Mhm.
And that did help it sell.
God, but it just you handicap the console by putting it on this expensive cartridge and everything, and you don't look at the fact that you're hurting both your developers and your customers. Because yeah, those expensive games like that. Yeah, let's look at the sales. You know, that wasn't exactly the
And they
exploding
did the same
console
thing with the
sales.
GameCube.
Yeah, yeah.
Like literally, all they had to do was use honestly just change one thing about the GameCube.
DVD. There you go.
Like if they just would have let it use DVDs,
It would have been the best selling console.
so it sold slightly less than the Xbox. I
Mhm.
think if the GameCube had used DVDs, like we're probably talking like 30 million, maybe 40 or 50 million sold, but I'd say at least 30 million sold for the GameCube that generation.
I would argue that if it used DVDs, it would have trounced the PS2 because from a hardware perspective, the GameCube was a vastly superior system to the PS2. Like it supported progressive scan and all that stuff. Like that was like a bonus feature that only some things did on the PS2, and it was like you look at like the way that the games are emulated now, and the PS2 is a pain in the ass to emulate. And then you look at the Dolphin emulator, and you're seeing like gorgeous visuals on modern display devices.
Yeah, like I could literally say the same thing about the Dreamcast. Like the
Yeah,
two things.
definitely.
There's two things you do to the Dreamcast because like hardware wise, it's kind of on par with the PS2, if
Mhm.
not maybe a little bit better. you delay it a year because it launched in Japan in '98. You launched it in '99. At least in Japan, maybe globally. But you do two things: put a DVD drive in there and double the RAM.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because it had 16 megabytes of RAM. The PS2 had 32. You let it do DVD movies. And the other thing is, when you launch it in the US, you launch it with the zip drive.
Oh yeah.
Because remember they were planning on doing the zip drive, which would allow it to have like that kind of storage.
Yep. Oh man, Justin, that sounds painful.
Oh, Final Fantasy 7 and no memory card.
Yeah.
You probably had that thing on for days.
Yeah, you could heat the house with that thing.
Rip.
Nix, did you ever, like, when you were growing up, did you have that predicament where, like, you had a console and no memory card?
Once, I think. Not because I didn't have a memory card, because I left it somewhere at someone's house.
Yeah, the PS2, some games use passwords, and some games use, like, passwords and memory cards. But, like, once you get the PS2 GameCube, it's all memory cards. Maybe a Saturday, so no chance to even buy a memory card for days.
Oh, man.
Or, like, how about being poor and, like, you have, like, one game and a demo disc. So you're just constantly playing the demos over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
God, that must have been a nightmare, though. Like, my biggest problem with the memory cards was that, like, I would run out of space. And then it was like, okay, now I'm playing, like, a game of calculus to see which game I'm willing to, like, sacrifice for this new game.
Yeah, and the problem is, your average PS1 memory card had, like, 16 blocks.
Yep.
And some games would take up, like, 4 blocks.
Yep. Which I think Final Fantasy VII did. So it's like, oh.
Yeah, we love our PCs here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love my Steam Deck. The only problem I have with it is if I leave it alone for too long, the battery gets a little funky, so I have to do like the whole battery recalibration thing, which is like such a pain in the ass. And sometimes I have to do it like a couple of times. Like Chris, I know I was kind of raging in the private chat about it. I did actually manage to recalibrate it. It seems to be working fine now, so we're good. Before we go any further, I forgot. So after the movie, me and my friend went to my local LCS, and I picked up a few things.
Oh.
I got a facsimile edition.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Have you heard about these, Chris?
It's like OG reprint.
Yeah, like they reprint the old stuff.
Nice.
What's even cool is they even reprint the ads.
Oh, is that Kirby in the back?
I think so. Yeah. Like, look at this.
Oh, remember the 1950s muscle man who kicked sand in the like nerd's face?
Oh yeah, the Atlas Man.
Wow.
And the other thing I
capsule.
got is Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 2. Like I have Volume 1 and I really liked it. I've been meaning to pick this one up.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna be reading good tonight.
Nice. Man.
Oh gosh, like gaming like one console and you had a family.
Oof. Yeah, that's painful.
And it's like you had like one main controller and then like a lot of the times Charles Atlas. Yes, that's it.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever looked into like the manuals that he sent? It's basically just standard calisthenics. Like, all right, do a pull-up, do a chin-up, stuff like that.
Yeah. Exercise.
Yeah, it's like you had your main controller that came with the console, and then you had like this crappy like Mad Catz or Pelican.
Oh god, the awkwardly light one with the clicky buttons. Yeah.
And like half the time it didn't work, or like had a drift or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like you had like your little brother, he was like chewing on it, so it's got like bite marks on it.
Dirty hands is all sticky on one side.
Yeah, or like you go to grab the controller, it's like, why does it feel like there's slobber on it? Did Pluto look at? No, that's your little brother was messing like.
Yeah.
you get your napkins and just wipe it off.
Ugh. Man.
I am so grateful I have drilled into my nieces' heads proper controller etiquette.
Yeah. Wash your hands.
Not
Oh,
even just that. They'll ask sometimes, be like, "Well, why do I have to?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, I didn't know you wanted to screw around with a sticky ass controller."
Yeah.
No, that's okay. Great, go wash up. It's gotten to the point where they don't even ask anymore. They're just like, "Oh, it's because you don't want it getting dirty, right?" I'm like, "Yes,
Yeah.
clearly."
Oh,
Well, it's the best way to spread diseases too. You know, you sneeze into your hand or something, or cough into your hand. Voila! Everybody's got the.
oh, did you guys hear? Apparently, they did a 4K restoration of Rocky Horror Picture Show, and they're going to release it into theaters.
Oh
Nice.
Jesus, man! I can only imagine what the popcorn bucket is going to be.
Oh God. Oh God.
That's a curse.
It's either going to be
Curse
Frankenfurter or Susan Sarandon's character.
Oh man! Damn it, Janet!
What if it's like Janet's legs are wide open and you have to like reach down there to grab the. You have to
No thanks.
touch her.
Oh my God! Yeah. Holy crap!
Okay. I'm gonna say something very, very filthy in chat, in private chat.
There we go. Yeah. Man, a munch. Damn.
I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah. Oh God. Man. Never seen the Rocky Horror. So the Rocky Horror Picture Show. My experience was that I saw the stage production before I saw the original movie, and yeah, it's an acquired taste. Some people will be like, "What the hell is this crap?" And other people will be like, "Okay, this movie is so messed up and so weird and so out of left field that I think it understands it's that messed up, and you're supposed to laugh at it." And it's funny as hell because
I mean, he's just a sweet transvestite, some transsexual from Transylvania.
Yeah.
So the only way to make straight men cross dress is to tell them, "Oh, you're going to dress them as Frankenfurter. All right, give me that lingerie."
Yeah. Well, in the film, he ends up banging both Janet and Brad.
I love like the creature
True
of
by
the night.
experience.
Like I love the implication that they're running a trade on her. I love like just the implication.
Yeah, and then what is it? His Frankenstein that he creates, Rocky Horror, doesn't want anything to do with him. It's like you're not hot enough. It's like what is it? The gay culture where it's like they have like echelons where it's like, well, I'm just gay fat, so you're like skinny then, because they're like very like vain like that.
Like I've seen parts of it. I do think the music is pretty good.
Yeah, the time
like
warp.
Sweet Transvestite is pretty good. I love it's like where he just like throws the like this water at the camera and you can see like he splashes the camera like that's pretty
Yeah. Well, and when I saw it in the theaters, because I did re-show it or whatever,
yeah.
it was an interactive thing. People brought toast. People brought was it spoons?
Oh yeah, that's how it survived. Like Rocky Horror did bad in its initial theatrical run. They started doing those midnight showings, and they kind of became a thing, and that's where it got its cultural impact.
Yeah, it's an event. Yeah.
So one time they let you go in for free on Toga Knife with Camaro. Do they check to see if you're going commando? Do you have to like lift up your toga and like flash your junk?
I'm walking the dinosaur, folks. And
toga.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And,
sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, going back to Star Wars, the Ant-Man or whatever, that stupid guy that always makes those stupid takes. You'll see when I share the post, but he's talking about, "Oh, I'm glad Star Wars: The Last Jedi ruined your childhood" in a video. It's an hour and a half long.
What?
I'm sharing the link in private chat now.
All right, let me load it up.
Why would you be happy that like somebody's unhappy with something?
Because people are miserable and they want to share that misery with other people. That's why. All right, Herman says no. Swearing is bad. Damn it.
It's censored.
That's true.
All right, here we go. Oh. Right. Oh crap! I'm doing the wrong one. Let's see here. All right. Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah, Black Ripper Kai. Yep, I shall join you. We ride at dawn, bitches.
Well, like,
Yeah.
what? I don't get it, man. Like,
It's engagement farming. It's designed
Rage
to
bait.
get through. Yes, rage bait, which I'm so done with.
yeah, doesn't cost me money or time or make me bleed. I don't give a shit.
I mean, if it bleeds, you can kill it. So. Oh, by the way, speaking of bleeding and killing it, so they had like the new Predator Badlands, and it looks like shit. I'm sorry.
It does.
Dude.
I saw the new Predator. They
What is that?
know.
Like it. The whole head shape is wrong. Like the Predator's head has this large brain pan. He looks like his head really looks like a tick. Like the dreadlocks look like the legs and everything.
Also, including the Independence Day alien head. Like, I get that they have the rights to it. Like, I'm sorry, trying to add the harvesters to this universe is really stupid. Because like Independence Day has like it's like for one, the universes are incompatible. So like Independence Day just didn't happen in the Predator and Alien universe.
Yeah. I don't like the design, and it's weird that they're putting in the Wayland Yutani android there. What's her face there? Neon Devil.
I mean that I can take or leave, because the Alien Predator universe, like, because like they've had like
yeah, it's crossover.
Have there ever been Predator references in an Alien movie? Because I know there was the alien head in Predator 2.
Yep.
And I know in the game Predator Concrete Jungle, there's a level where you're being chased by xenomorphs. So like, and obviously the whole comics.
Yeah. Well, my thing is like they're making the Predator, the Yaoji or whatever, however you pronounce it. They're making him, or whatever he is. I'm assuming it's a him. They're making him the protagonist, and then his little sidekick will be like the android that'll team up with him. And it's like, is that really what you want for a combo for your like?
No.
Yeah, like
they need to make Predator Shadows.
Oh God,
Chris knows exactly what I just did.
Oh Jesus, man.
No. Like, you get, because like a Predator in Japan is like is a break glass. It is like it's like the era they want to go to, like have samurais versus predators.
Yeah,
like it's the same thing with Ubisoft. You get the parallels I'm cooking here.
Yeah, see, that would have been cool, or like even Predators versus Vikings. You know, like the Prey movie. Like, I mean, there's a lot of stuff they did wrong in the Prey movie, but the premise was badass. It's a period piece set when the Native Americans had to fight against a predator. I like that. That sounds cool.
And like the thing is, the Japanese one literally writes itself. So you get the guy who was in Shogun. You get him. He's a samurai, and basically, while they're doing a transport, a predator attacks and kills the Shogun. But no one believes him, so he has lost his honor, and the only way to regain his honor is to kill the predator. And so he kills the predator, and he brings back the head, and he gets his honor back. Like, literally,
and
that's the movie, and that sounds fucking awesome!
Well, that, and they could, instead of calling them predators or aliens, they could think of them as Oni. They're like, that's Akuma, that's a demon. Like,
yeah, definitely. Predators.
Oni can be used to mean demon, but it's more likely
Vikings?
used to mean ogre.
Yeah, the big
like
Tetsubo wielders.
As much as I don't want like Predator versus whatever, like oh, what's the Predator going to fight this week? What time period? You know, it's still like a really cool concept. and it's stupid, but I still want to see it.
Yeah.
Like Predators versus Vikings, or Australian Outback. Like have Ned Kelly fight a predator.
Damn. We get
No,
Wolf
no.
Creek there. Ivan Milat.
No, I got you even better.
What's that?
Emus fight a predator.
The Great
Yeah, I was
Emu
gonna
War.
say you don't even need to have like any of the actual Australian people fight the predator. Australia itself just hates everyone.
Yeah.
Like I just want to see if I were to do a parody movie, I would have Predator versus Australia. Well, like a predator comes down and like a kangaroo starts punching him, and like he just like he doesn't even like get to hunt anybody. The animals themselves
Yeah.
beat the predator.
No, I would
And
want
the
to see.
plants.
I would want to see a bogan, typical Aussie from the outback, you know, but whatever. And they're like, "Oh my God, aren't you worried about the predator coming?" And blah blah. He's like, "Are you kidding me? That's not even the worst thing out here." You know, it's like the
It really
snakes,
wouldn't be
the
either.
spiders. Yeah.
Oh God, okay, I have to read this. Holy smokes! This Utah's a beaut.
Yeah, crikey.
Oh, this sounds entirely predictable, and the virtue would make $1 billion at the box office. Oh,
Yeah.
28 Predators later. See, you know what
Oh,
alien
zombie
film?
predators.
You know what alien film they'll never make?
What's that?
Aliens coming to Earth and have it be a like basically be a COVID analogy.
Oh God. Well,
I'm sorry,
really want that
that is
film?
a movie that needs to be made.
Do you ever play the original arcade game of Aliens versus Predators, where you get to play as Arnold's character?
No. What's it
Yeah, that
like?
was the story was that the xenomorphs finally arrived at Earth, and it was a major outbreak, and they basically like devastated civilization in like 24 hours.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and you can team up. You can play as Dutch, this hot Asian chick. I can't remember her name, or like two different types of predators. Man,
Oh yeah, they did one in Prey.
yeah, all 5 seconds of it.
I still think a grizzly would put up more of a fight. But I want to see a predator versus a polar bear.
Jeez.
I think
That'd
the
be
polar bear
cool.
might fuck up the predator.
Yeah, it's invisible from the heat vision because it's cold.
Like, have you like like have you seen okay, I gotta show you this video. It is unreal. But like, have you seen like how like the pause? Okay, let's look at this. Oh my God, just look at that. Look, oh my God. Like, yes, he's cute. He is cute.
Terrifying.
Look at the size of that paw.
Wow.
Is it bad that I'd risk it and try to pet his little snoot?
Yeah, I know. Like, he's cute. He is cute, but like,
I love
Oh,
that he
but-
leaves though as soon as he can't get to him. He's like, "Oh, you are away from me. I cannot get to you. That is
Yeah.
okay. I will go now."
Not worth it.
I mean, Nix, I'm with you there. Like, I don't care if he's gonna murder me. I want to boop the snoot.
Yeah, famous last words. That's what it says on the tombstone.
Predator versus an old Cajun. The Cajun is gonna win.
I guarantee.
Oh God, I saw this video of like an alligator coming up, and the guy's just beating it with like a frying pan.
Yep. Yeah, I feel.
Um,
I could not survive in the South.
Predator versus Jesse James.
Oh, that would be cool.
Let's see, if we're doing Predator versus animal, like T-Rex, tiny
Wow.
arms.
Yeah, the tiny arms gives the apex predator a bit of a disadvantage.
Yeah.
I think like SNES, Time to Wake Up. I don't really know what you're getting on there, but okay. James Hell's
El come a walking.
Predator versus Wyatt Earp.
Yeah, right at the dead. What is it? Deadwood? No, not Deadwood. Tombstone.
Okay, Corral, Tombstone. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Actually, kind of funny. But did you know that both Batman and Superman have gone up against these xenomorphs?
Yep. Yeah, there's an awesome video on YouTube of a dude, this like super jacked out of his tree Batman fighting one of the aliens and fighting.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I think it's called like Endgame or so, or I don't know. I have to look it up.
All right, okay, I have to do this. Polar bear is friend, not foe. If not friend, then why friend shaped?
Right?
I mean, just look at that face.
Yeah.
It's the
Oh,
same
oh.
with hippos to a lesser extent. Like, they're kind of cute, but the fact that they're much bigger than me, and I know for a fact that they're vicious, evil motherfuckers,
Yeah,
kind of keeps me away from them.
Yeah, they
I'm
kill more
sorry.
people than lions every year.
I'm sorry, but if I have a hippo that is charging at me and it's got like a snarling, my first thought is not, "Oh, it's so cute." My third is, "Oh shit, I gotta get out of here."
Did you see how fast those things can move in the water?
They're pretty quick on land too. Like,
Yeah.
they're-
It's like nightmare shit.
Well, it was like a small like party barge boat or whatever, and the guy had to open it up like full throttle to get away from this thing. This thing was so pissed it would go under the water, and then it came up and it looked like it was trying to capsize the boat. And the dude's like, "I'm going as fast as I can."
literally
People are screaming.
the only thing that makes like alligators and crocodiles manageable is that they're ambush predators. They're
Yep.
built for like quick bursts of speed. Also, it like if you can keep their mouth shut,
Yep.
like that, that's why you see a lot of people like duct tape the
Yep.
mouth shut because it's all in the bite force. They don't really have much strength to open it. It's like you can
Yep.
duct tape like if you duct tape the mouth shut, like they're perfectly fine. That's a very humane way because like they can still breathe. They're not really hurt. Like
Mhm.
obviously, don't do it for a long time because they still got to eat. But like as a temporary restraining mechanism, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
And not only that, but like crocodiles and gate. Well, I can't say the same for the big crocs, but like the gators are about small animals, and if they when they attack people, they injure people more than they kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, with alligators being ambush predators, like if it's too risky, they're not going to bother. you know?
Yeah, it's food for them. They don't want to die.
Yeah, so like that's why like if you have an alligator, like making loud noises and moving and making
Mhm.
yourself a threat is actually a viable strategy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. JP. I've seen
Oh
those videos.
god!
Oh my god.
Talk about shit hitting the fan. God damn.
Well, and it makes it like it's gas powered shit too. Like I watch videos of it, and it's like you hear these kids at the zoo, and they're like, "Mommy, what's it doing?" And it just sprays it everywhere, and you just hear, "Oh!"
Oh, did you see that video of like these kids at the zoo were antagonizing a gorilla, and it just like ran up to the glass, and the glass fucking cracked.
Oh,
I'd be like,
run!
I both just shit and piss myself at the same
Yeah.
time. Like, and I don't care if I'm leaving brown tracks. I am getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's gonna be my path of escape.
It's something that, as someone who was put in a parental role for quite a while and still halfway am kind of in a parental role, really pisses me off because this shit wouldn't happen if you kept your kids on a firm leash.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't say she's the youngest anymore. She's got a 1-year-old sister. But my second youngest niece is super, like, she's got anger issues, okay? But you tell her not to do something, she's gonna do it. And if her sister does it, she's gonna tattle on her.
Mm. Mm.
So, like, not that her sister would do it. Like, you say to either of the two girls, like, hey, don't go and do this like those other kids are doing because it's bad and it's mean to the animal, they won't do it. Because
Yeah.
they have basic fucking empathy. Do you want to know
All
why
right.
they have basic fucking empathy?
Because they were
Because
raised.
yeah.
Like yeah,
Parent-
like it's like that's what caused like honestly, like if you look into the Harambe situation, it's kind of a shit show. Like I don't like the zookeepers were kind of left like they kind of had no choice.
Mhm.
Like really the only one who has blame is the fucking mother.
Yeah.
And even then, like I'm sorry, like you can be like the best parent ever, and like you turn your head for like 2 seconds, and then you look away, and your kid just got gone off a different direction. So like as much like I want to blame the mother, and I kind of do, but at the same time, sometimes kids just do random shit.
Mm-hmm.
Here's how we get through past that, though, of them wanting to run off and be by themselves. The oldest is 6. She's gonna be 7 in like July. You know what I had to drill into her head because nobody else wanted to, because oh well, she's too young to know about that kind of stuff. I had to drill into her head and into her sister's head that if they got too far away from us and we couldn't see them, there was a very good chance some stranger was gonna come in off the street and pluck them off of our yard and go away with them, and they'd never see us again. And you know what? It made her cry, but she got it through that. Hey, I can't be too far. I can't run away from my family, or I will never see them again.
I mean, sometimes you just gotta scare the kid, and
Yeah.
they'll remember. Also, Rooster is out for Harambe. There's a little censorship for you.
I don't understand why it is in this day and age that parents don't want to be parents. They just want to, oh, well, I just want to be my friend's kid, or oh, well, my parents did this to me, and it traumatized me, you guys. Yeah, well, you're still fucking alive. Be grateful.
Yeah, I know.
You weren't
Yeah.
carted off by some fucking weirdo.
Yeah, like I know there's like this whole gentle parenting thing. Like I don't know. I think in some it's kind of like levels. Like some people just like use gentle parenting as like, oh, I just let them do whatever. But I think like people who actually like I don't know, Nix, can you help me out here?
I think a lot of the people who use that more gentle parenting style and let kids do what they want is because they typically see them as like small adults, and they kind of, for whatever reason, think they're smart enough to make those decisions. Unfortunately, they aren't always. My aunt used a gentler form of parenting, and you know what? Aside from a bit of a rough patch in their teenage years, my cousins ended up doing pretty well. They have mental issues, sure, but that's not her fault, and it has nothing to do with her how she raised them. They are both very well-adjusted, hard-working children who do what they can. Hell, the older of my cousins has a girlfriend that he's probably going to marry.
Oh,
He has
nice.
a very good,
Oh.
steady job. He has his own car. Hell, he went and bought a car for his girlfriend because her parents weren't going to buy her one.
Nice. Yeah, it's a delicate line between the two extremes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
don't want to be abusive to your kids, and I get that. But sometimes a firmer hand is needed. Kids
Yeah.
are assholes.
Well, they're not your
They're
friends.
they are going to push and they are going to prod to see where the boundaries are. And if you
Mhm.
don't set those boundaries immediately, they are going to keep pushing until one day the pushing just stops and they're either very badly injured or they're dead. And you know what? I hate to say it, but I'm pretty much a firm believer in experience is the best teacher.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
is.
You fuck
I mean-
around, you find out.
Yeah.
But I mean, there. I will say, like, I don't know. Like, I know there are some parents who are like, well, I don't want you to have sex, but I know you're gonna do it anyway, so here's some condoms. I
Give them a crash course so they don't end up getting pregnant or getting someone
No,
else pregnant.
you know what works really well? Do what my
What?
parents did. Show me what STDs look like. My dad worked at it
Yeah.
for an ambulance volunteer, and he had this medical books, and he's like, "You want to see something disgusting?" I'm like, "Sure!" Ah! He's like, "This is," and it was like, "It's like this is what happens when you fuck around." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like,
or
Yeah,
or if
having
you have a
sex
daughter who's boy crazy, it's
Yeah.
like, hey, I found this video of your childbirth. Let's watch it, and
Yeah.
you make her watch her being born.
"Or you want
All
to see
the
what
pain that
herpes
comes
does?"
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
but-
I can
yeah,
just
no.
imagine. Like you're like a 16-year-old girl, and you see like your mother screaming bloody murder as like he pops you into the world, you know, and then the dad says, yeah, your mom didn't want any drugs, so that blah blah blah.
yeah, she waved the epidural. Like that's all
She
natural.
wanted a natural birth.
My hand still cramps sometimes, but it's okay. Yeah, because like she was holding it, like
It's kind of really bad for me to say, but because I know everyone in this generation has become so, oh, you can't raise a hand to your child. Sometimes it's needed. Like they push and they push. I have had to spank my nieces at times when there is no other option, and then I send them off for a timeout. And it's like, well, would you? I am very big on cause and effect. You did this, and this
Fuck
happened.
around
What
and
did
find
you-
out.
Well, it's
essentially,
consequence.
yes.
Yeah.
These are the consequences of your actions. But sometimes they don't get it, and they will keep pushing, and they will keep doing worse and worse things until finally the only other option you have is to just give them a spank, send them off on timeout. You come back to them and you say, "Hey, I've explained to my oldest what she does wrong, and she gets it, and then she does it again because she just wants to be an asshole to her sister."
So allow me to explain the concept of a switch.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not the kinky
No,
It's a Board of
No.
Education applied to the
okay.
state of learning.
So my dad was raised in the 60s in like very southern, like southeastern Kentucky, like literally Appalachian mountain area. So a switch usually comes from a willow tree. It's a willow tree branch. And I don't know if you've ever seen willow tree branches. They're kind of witchy. So when your kid when your kid fucks up, you literally send your kid out to the backyard and says, "Kid, get me a switch." So the kid has to go and like grab a stick, and oh Lord help you if you grab like a really small and thin one.
Break it. It's like a car antenna. Yeah.
And so what the parent would do when they get the switch is yeah.
Yeah.
when my oldest was younger and she started her biting phase, nothing anyone would do got her to stop. So finally, I had to take her and I had to be like, "Okay, you like biting so much, we'll show you what your great grandmother did to your uncle when he wouldn't stop biting." And I bit her arm. Not hard enough to do any damage, of course, because I'm not cruel, but just hard enough that kind of gave her a "oh shit, this fucking sucks"
Yeah.
moment.
Man.
Yeah, and I think we're kind of seeing the results of it. Like we see people like getting it, like like we have these people just harassing. Like there are so like you have like this
Streamers, influencer culture.
Oh,
yeah, the Johnny Somali stuff. But like here in America, you have this like this guy that's like $120 soaking wet, and he's like 5'6", and he's harassing this dude that's like 6'5" and 250 pounds, built like a brick shit house. The guy lifts, and like the only thing stopping that guy from murdering him is jail time or just knocking him the fuck out. Like literally, if this was like even like 10, 20 years prior, the guy would have at least socked him. But I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Is that Mike Tyson quote?
Well, what is it? What's the Mike Tyson quote?
Social media has made people entirely too comfortable with talking shit and not getting punched for it.
Yes. Oh my god, my nieces love to hit each other, and I don't.
Oh god.
The youngest, especially, she's not the youngest, but the middle child. She is very violent. She's very violent tempered. She reminds me so much of myself when I was her age. So I'm kind of trying to gently nudge her out of that because it was hell for me growing up, and I don't want it to be hell for her. But it gets to the point sometimes where I have to take the kid aside and be like, "Why'd you hit your sister?" "Oh, well, they did this, this, and this." "Okay, well."
See, this is why
The oldest gets the worst of it, because I'll like smack her back and I'll be like, "Did you enjoy that?" "No." "Okay, well then why are you hitting your sister?"
Yeah.
See, like this is why when you have brothers, it's a really different dynamic because like the brother hits, the other brother will hit back,
Mhm.
and like I'm sure girls do that, but it's a whole different thing when you have brothers fighting because like there's more aggression to it.
Oh boy!
Oh, trust me, you have not seen the 4-year-old fight. Oh my god, she's evil.
Dude.
She busted up a chair just the other night throwing a temper tantrum.
No, my sister, who's about 3 years older than me, when we were kids, we would always get in these wars over the TV. Like, it was the dumbest thing too. It's like she wanted to watch her TV show, I wanted to watch mine, and suddenly you just heard round one, fight. And like, whenever we got into close quarters combat, she was always bigger than me, and she had this like she was friends with all these like tough guys that taught her ways of fighting in close quarters, where no matter what punch I threw, I either hit the top of her head her shoulders, and then she'd like elbow me and punch me at the same time.
And then you hit puberty, and then she stopped.
No. What made it stop was one day she was coming after me, and I just panicked, and I was in the corner of the living room, and I grabbed a bunch of these ceramic coasters with the little cork underside, and I hucked it at her as hard as I could, and I dropped her like a charging rhino. And she was unconscious on the floor in front of me. Like she stopped and skidded to like right to my crouched like terrored state, and I just ran around her and left her unconscious. And I just remember my dad.
The predator hates it. The lions always hate it when the gazelles start to fight back.
Yeah, well, my dad actually said, like, he's like, why is your sister unconscious in the room? Well, because I threw a coaster at her. Why did you throw a coaster at her? Because she was gonna kick my ass. Well, I guess you just learned that some sheep have teeth, huh?
Oh God, your dad sounds awesome. I gotta say it.
He was for his time, yeah. But I never got in trouble for it. But it was like, well, why are you trying to kick the shit out of your brother? Like, what did he do? Well, you were going to put him in the hospital because you didn't want to watch General Hospital. Like, you know,
I always love it. I always love it. You know, like the videos of like the people who are like talking a big game and like they just throw they throw what they try and like shove or punch. And the big dude, all he has to do is like punch him once. They get on the ground, and and the other person just bone quiet after that.
Yeah, yeah.
See, it's funny for me as the younger sister to a 6 foot whatever. I don't want to say Hulk, but he's twink skinny. But like my older brother, he never laid his hands on me. Even when we'd play fight with my younger brother, I was the one he was the most delicate with because my older brother's always had this one very strict rule in his life that he never hits a girl.
Fair.
Yeah. So even when I would go to hit him, there was this kind of underlying acknowledgement that he was bigger and stronger than me, so me hitting him wasn't gonna do jack all. So he kind of just let it happen because like I was tiny and he was big and it didn't hurt him any, so why not just let the little fucking twerp get her aggression out?
See, my problem is I think women have weaponized men's chivalry and like the men's like fear of hitting a woman, and they get way more aggressive than they probably should. And guys aren't going to do jack shit because they don't want to hit a woman.
Well, it's because they perverted the original saying. The saying was a gentleman never strikes a lady. And that's totally true. But when a woman isn't acting ladylike, she's not a lady anymore. And I don't know about you, but if you're getting mauled by a pit bull, do you check its junk to see whether or not you should defend yourself from it? You know, bites from bitches bleed just as much. You know, I don't know.
So basically, if a woman attacks you, you take her back to where she belongs, aka the streets.
Well, it's just like I have some friends. Like I had a coworker, this big bodybuilder guy, like jacked out of his tree, looked like a WWE wrestler. Okay, and his two front teeth were replaced with like fake ones where he had to get the implants. And I was like, well, what's that story all about? And he's like, oh, well, I was with my ex-girlfriend and she was pregnant with my son at the time, and I told her not to smoke. So she grabbed the ashtray and hucked it across the room and hit me in the face. And I'm like, so where did you hide her body? I mean, did you wait until after the birth? Or, you know, and he's like, no, I don't hit women. And I'm like, why? Like, that was like if a guy did that, the same result is you had your teeth knocked out. Like, I don't care what the person was attacking you. I'm looking at the final result. You were injured. You had to go to the hospital and get surgical, like, those are cosmetic surgeries too. Like that's elective. You have to.
Well, the problem is, you know, a woman could like sucker punch a guy. He's literally got a swollen black eye.
Yeah.
Woman doesn't have a mark on her. Guy calls the cops. Guy gets taken to jail for abuse.
Yep.
Even though he's the one with the black eye. You know?
Yeah. And the sad thing is like in that same scenario, if instead of a woman sucker punching a guy, it was a physically inferior or thinner, smaller guy punching the guy, then the entire scenario would have changed. And it's like the end result is the same here. Like you injured somebody. So
the problem is if you do that argument to a feminist, they will give you a very sexist answer.
Oh yeah.
Like feminists don't believe in sexual dimorphism. I'm making generalities. That's just bad.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah, they're the what is it? The cherry pick convenience and stuff. And the thing
Nick's,
is
what's it? Oh, sorry. Finish your say stuff.
all right, yeah. The thing is I grew up with an older sister. Okay, I've had scenarios where I was like, oh my god, I don't think I'm getting out of this one. I've had injuries, beat the shit out of me. She was bigger than me, and then obviously puberty kicked in or whatever. But like, I see a threat as a threat, and it's like I mean I get why some people like want to play the chivalry game, but chivalry it died decades ago. It was strangled to death by the burning bra of feminism. Welcome to equality.
I still open doors for people. I just think it's
I do too. I don't, but that's the thing is I open the doors for people. I don't open the doors expressly for women only.
Amen.
And it's like
I just do it 'cause I think it's the nice thing to do.
Yeah,
and like I just try to treat people with respect. Like for example, I was at the comic book shop, and the lady working the counter, it was obviously it's a woman in a comic book shop. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna treat her like any other person. So I bought my stuff. I didn't like try to hit on her. Just like treat her like just a normal person, which I felt like that's what I should do. Please and thank yous, blah blah blah. Because my thing, like I just want to think it's like how many guys try to hit on her on this store. Don't even try it. Just do your business, be polite. That's literally the best thing you can do. Nick, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I think I think you're right. But going back to my point about my interactions with my brother, it was more like, because there's like a 4-year difference between us, me and my older brother. Wow. And actually between me and my little brother, too. I can't say he's little anymore. He's almost as tall as my older brother, with like, he could be like a linebacker for a professional football team. He used to be, I know people are going to get really pissed, but because, fat shaming, but no, he used to be like a big guy, big husky guy. He's went down 10 goddamn sizes in the last little while to go for his best friend's wedding.
Oh, wow.
Lucky bastard. I might kill him. But no, it was, for us, it was more about the fact that my older brother is goddamn tall. The only time I would ever hurt him was when I would go to hug him, because or at least I used to give really big bear hugs, and he's very asthmatic.
Oh.
Like and so is my younger brother, actually. My older brother, though, he's living with like a lung and a half now because he had an asthma attack at one point that got so bad. And his school, his high school would not call an ambulance, so he had to walk from one end of town to the other to get to the hospital while having an asthma attack.
Oh, man.
Right? And this was a Catholic school. A Catholic school. Wrap your head around that one, boys and girls. But, love and mercy my ass. But, like, there was always this acknowledgement that there wasn't really, outside of giving him a hug, there wasn't really anything I could do to hurt him unless I poked him in the eye. And that happened once when I was 3. But, like, yeah, he had it coming. It was Halloween. I was wearing like a ladybug costume with like a big shell. And his favorite thing to do when I was in it was to knock me back and watch me try to get up like a turtle.
Oh, God.
One time he didn't knock me back all the way, so I poked him in both his eyes. As revenge.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
You don't fuck with baby Nix.
So, Nix, are you turtle enough for the Thor Club?
I watched that movie actually with my aunt. We have jokes about it.
Supposedly that scene was filmed on 9/11.
Damn.
I think it might have been debunked, but like I don't know.
That'd be, if it was true though, the lore there. Way more interesting than the actual movie, unfortunately. I liked it.
I've seen it. It's very grating. It is not a good movie.
It can be, but I enjoyed it as a kid. Sorry to say.
Kids
but yeah,
they got no taste.
But yeah, no, I my younger brother is very much not in the wheelhouse of I don't like hit women. He's very much like, well, you can't come at me and hit me and expect me not to defend myself. That's not how this works.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Well,
play fight now and again, me and my younger brother, but it never gets really serious. Like when we were younger, we used to have like full on like wars.
well, I just
Beast
love.
Wars.
I love the videos of the hyper aggressive women that start like physically assaulting men, and then they get the FAFO treatment, where it's
Yeah,
like,
I was
"You
trying.
hit a woman."
I was kind of actually trying to talk around those videos earlier. I think Chris kind of sussed me out. Um,
Yeah.
uh,
Well, I don't pick
okay.
fights with people bigger than me.
All right, we're an hour and a half in the stream. People, if I'm gonna get canceled, there's probably a lot of things people are we canceled for, so I'm gonna fucking just say it. I find those videos to be kind of cathartic sometimes.
Yeah, it kind of is, and
Well,
you know,
yeah.
but it's cathartic in the sense of, do you remember the Australian kid? They called him Zangief because there was this little shit picking a fight with this fat kid in like an Australian primary school, and the fat kid didn't do anything. He wasn't the aggressor, and the little shit finally just hit the fat kid enough times. The fat kid's like, okay, I'm done, and he picked up the little kid and power slammed him. Oh, ooh, ooh.
It's like I don't know if you've seen that one video where you have this like pit bull and like you have this little kid and he has like an empty water bottle and he smacks the pit bull with it once and the pit bull doesn't do anything. The guy tells him to stop. The kid does it like 2 or 3 more times and the dog starts to stands up. The owner, realizing what's about to happen, literally changes his grip because he has like one of those small like things and
Yep.
literally holds back the dog as he starts to like bark and go after the kid. Because I mean, hats off to the dog. He was patient as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like getting hit and not doing anything. Good job, dog.
No,
well
but
trained. But like after
that's-
3 or 4 times, I don't blame the dog for
Yeah.
getting aggressive.
Yeah, yeah. You
That's
stepped in it.
something people are like, oh, well, it's just a little kid. You can't expect them to know. No, you can. And you know how I know that? Because there used to be a pit bull that was living in my area. And my oldest niece, when she was a baby, we'd let the dog come right up to her because we knew there was no chance in hell the dog would get aggressive. This was like the sweetest, kindest, softest, most gentle and loving dog you could ever. Her owner was a fucking bastard, though.
Oh,
But
no.
we weren't ever concerned with her around my oldest niece as a baby because we knew that there was no chance in hell she would hurt the kid. You know who she did get aggressive with? An old man who would come around and rile up the dogs by beating them with a stick. And
Oh.
anytime he was around and my niece and I were out, she'd try to keep him as far away from us as possible.
See, here's the problem I have with like anti-pit bull people. Like, can some dogs have more tendency for aggression than others? Yes, but it doesn't like the way that like these anti-pit bull people, like these dogs have like the curse of Satan in them, and like a light switch could flick at any moment where they'll just maul a baby and smile and cackle to the devil as they do it. I swear that's how they talk.
I had to leave Twitter for a while ago, a couple years back, because a whole bunch of people jumped on, like, insulting me, threatening me, and just being all around assholes to me because I voiced my opinion that it isn't the dog's fault, the animal, the beast's fault, when the owners don't train them properly or the parents decide to let their little shithead kids go and do whatever the fuck they want. You know how you don't get attacked by a pit bull? One, you make sure that the owners are actually good owners. If not,
Turns
you get the
out,
fuck away from them.
if you get a dog and you just chain it up and leave it outside for 8 hours a day every day
Ooh.
with barely any water, like no social interaction whatsoever, yeah, the dog's gonna be kind of fucking feral. It's not
Yeah.
rocket science.
Here's a funny thing. I actually did get bitten by a dog when I was like 2 or 3. I don't
Ouch.
remember what breed it was, but I know for a fact that it wasn't a pit bull, and it was by someone who was who my grandmother considered a friend dog. They assured my grandmother and her then husband that the dog was absolutely in no way, shape, or form aggressive and would be perfectly safe with me. You know how my night ended up? I had to get fucking stitches in the corner of my mouth.
Oh no.
Stitches at that young of an age with a kid who hates fucking needles. And when I say hate, I mean like hyperventilated.
See, the only
Oof.
breed that I can't stand, it's not pit bulls, not Rottweilers, it's fucking Chihuahuas.
Yeah.
Because all they do is like yap, 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 yap.
Oh, you
They got
hate
this
my dog
fucking
then.
Napoleon complex. I
Yeah.
can't fucking stand those dogs.
Yeah.
My dogs are both Chihuahua Yorkie mixes, and they're kind of assholes. But it's more that I don't know what it is, but for some reason they really fucking hate bikes. Like they could like my older cousin, not my older cousin, my cousin came one point and was riding on a bike. They know him. They know him super well. They love him. When he was on his bike though, they freaked the fuck out and they chased him.
Wow.
I don't understand the psychology of it,
You know, like honestly,
but like
I love the gentle giant breeds, like a Saint Bernard, a Black Lab, like those dogs that are like really big and like they can like look scary. Like Black Labs
They're, like-
are
Dude, I love all labs. Black, white, golden retriever, like all of those.
your equal opportunity lab.
Yeah, I'm a diversity fan. I don't know why, but the lab breed, for some reason, every one of them that I've ever met has been super chill, and they're like incredibly smart for a dog. It blew my mind how well.
Like
they can understand
I'm
English.
telling you, so when my wife tells me that she's pregnant with our child,
Mhm.
literally the next day I'm going to get a Black Lab puppy.
Yeah, that'll be the best guard dog for that.
Yeah, and it's like I have 9 months to like train this dog. Like that's more than enough time to get the dog. By the time the baby's born, the dog's gonna be 9 months. It's gonna be like perfectly aged.
Mm.
And like the thing is, Black Labs are so good with children.
Yeah,
Like
they really are.
like you know, they're so protective. Like you know, it's like they'll let the child like walk all over them, pull their
its
ears.
tail. Yeah,
You know, it's like me as a father. It's like, okay, you want to take the baby, you know, go ahead. You're the father. You know, you're my master. I love you. But if somebody else, oh my god.
Well, at the San Diego Zoo, they actually, when they bring out their cheetah to show, like they have a stage, like an animal show where they bring out a cheetah and stuff. But the
Yeah.
cheetah has like a kind of a jittery temperament. And in order to keep the cheetah chill, they have this white lab golden retriever mixed dog that they bring out alongside the cheetah.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah,
Like a lot of zoos have like an emotional support dog.
Yep,
for a lot
yeah.
of these animal
the chill dog calms the cheetah down. And they're best of friends. It's like cats and dogs living together.
Also, can I just say, if I had the money and the space, I would own some cheetahs because they're kind of just big cats.
Yeah.
Like their temperament, like you ever see that video where a guy just like slept in a cheetah enclosure? Like you could possibly have cheetahs as pets. It has been done in history.
Yeah.
Also, have you heard a cheetah roar?
Yeah. Ow!
Oh my god, Nix, you have to hear this.
they are adorable.
It's friend shaped.
They are. They are absolutely friend shaped. I want one.
I want so bad.
When I had my other cat Noctis before, my mom's ex-boyfriend's giant dog scared him away because poor Noctis had spent his entire life around tiny dogs to the point where he kind of just thought he was a dog. And then
Did you have
my
another
mom's
dog
boy-
named Ignis?
No, but my cat he wasn't very used to big dogs, so whenever one would come around, he'd get really frightened and he'd just run away. Well, my mom's ex-boyfriend's gigantic dog terrified him so badly that he kind of just never came home
Oh.
one day, and
Oh,
I was
like,
so sad. But we knew he was still alive and still in the area. just kind
Can
of
I just
living his own life.
I hate those like invisible fences they have for dogs because like you're walking like I like there used to be this neighbor where like I'd be walking, I'm on the sidewalk, I'm not even in their yard, I'm on the sidewalk, and this dog would come barreling up and he'd be barking his head, like literally barking his head like he wants to rip my face off, and he's like less than a feet from me. Like even though I know they have an invisible fence, he's still a foot from me, and like all I can think of like, what if he just decides to ignore it? Like I don't know.
Well, I had a friend who had a toy fox terrier that knew how to bypass those invisible fence because it's a shock collar essentially, and the dog realized that if it wasn't grounded, it wouldn't receive the shock. So as soon as it got close enough to the edge of the invisible fence, the dog would turn into Michael Jordan and jump about 5 feet in the air, fly over, like land on the other side of where the boundary was, and be totally fine.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I kind of respect the intelligence, honestly.
It was weird. The dog was like eye level with me when it jumped. I was like,
Oh gosh, like like I once knew a dog. He was probably about the size of like a golden retriever. He wasn't a golden retriever, but he's like the size to just give you an idea.
Mhm.
So those like chain link fences? They have like those small holes that like as a kid you can climb over them.
Mhm.
There's a dog that learned to climb those fences.
Oh,
So what he
no.
would do is he would put all his spores out, like spray it out like this, and he just kind of jump and like climb on it. It was like the craziest thing. Like he because he lit like a dog learning how to climb fences. That is like, oh my god, that is insane. Smart dog. Like I gotta like I said, I respect it when does something intelligent, even if it like wrecks my day.
Nice.
I don't know.
But I was gonna say, my cat, he was pitch black with the big bright yellow eyes. That's why we called him Noctis. That and also Final Fantasy 15. But we used to call him the Panther.
Dude,
Because he really did look like one.
Oh, have you seen those like YouTube shorts of like this lady in Russia who has a panther as a pet?
No, but I want one.
You've gotta. It is. I guess you like found it as. Oh shit. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, you didn't see anything. All right.
I promise you this.
I'm gonna. How do I turn off the sound? There we go. Look at that! Look at that!
Yeah, it looks deceptively like a normal house cat, and then you see its
Yeah.
paws keep getting bigger and bigger, and then
Yeah, it's like those videos where like you think you find a like a stray puppy in the woods, and then the dog just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then when you
Suddenly you have a
realize,
wolf.
yeah,
like look at that.
Supposedly, if you have a female wolf, you're fine, but if you have a male wolf, they'll keep challenging you. So like you could have a female wolf, and kind of thing, but like a male wolf is when you have the problems.
Oh no.
Look at that! Look at that little thing.
Adorable.
Do you know how much trust that is right there? Let them do that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
I barely let my own cats do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
like look at how. Oh my god! I want to pet. Like look at that! Look at the kitty.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, but it's adorable at the same time.
Yeah. But
Also, can I just say this? Like, did you hear that? Like, oh, we brought dire wolves back. No, we didn't. We just like altered the genes of the gray wolf to make it look like a dire wolf. We didn't actually bring the dire wolf back. Like that just kind of pissed me off.
I don't care. I want to believe.
yeah.
I mean, don't get me.
Getting to werewolves.
I mean, if I could have one as a pet. Oh. Do you guys see like the woolly mice?
Woolly mice.
Oh my god.
Yes, I saw them. They're so fluffy.
I just gotta say, I want one.
It's
I wouldn't worry about your
like a
Uh,
hamster with a tail.
like. Look at that! Look at how adorable they look.
Yeah, it looks like a hamster with a tail.
Still though, like I think they like did some like gene therapy with like the mammoth hair.
Oh wow.
Can you imagine how soft they are?
Yeah, look at that. I'm just worried. Like, how do you keep those things clean? Because like look at the pelt of a normal like mouse, or like it's very fine and very close to the body, so they can clean themselves. But like that
I'll
little
be right
guy,
back. You want some reference? I'll give you some reference.
well, that little guy is like a little sham wow scurrying across the floor. It's like all the lint and everything gets in there, you know.
You want some reference? You want some
Uh-oh.
reference on like what like mice and rats pelts look like? I can give you reference.
Yeah. How's the rat of color doing?
Oh God.
The rat
She's doing pretty good.
Nice.
We put the medication in her water, and yeah, as you can see, like her fur is like really fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I could see the woolly rats working as like domesticated animals, like pets,
Yeah.
because like obviously the pet owners would take care of it.
Gonna get like
But even
dreadlocks.
Well, you would hope so.
You would hope so, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could see it would take a lot of care. But yeah, this is charcoal, and yeah, she's doing good. She wants her.
Marsupial.
I mean, yeah, kind of. She loves hanging out in my shirt. It's their safe place. But yeah, she's been doing pretty good. Her sneezing has gone like way down. I think at this point she's pretty much cured. So, oh my god, I am so happy. Because like I was pretty scary when I first got her.
Yeah.
But it looks like she's gonna be fine. Oh, I lost a chinchilla today.
Oh, that's terrible. Sorry to hear, man.
Yeah, and chinchillas
Aw.
can live for like 15 years. So like JB's probably had that thing for a while. My hat's off to you, sir. Don't crush your dreams. I want dinosaur steak.
Yeah, giant ribeye from a T-Rex.
Because you
That'd be
know
great.
that if they bring back woolly mammoths like they say, they're gonna start farming those for meat. Like,
Yeah.
imagine eating mammoth steak.
Well, I hope they do that with the American bison. Like, they pretty much like the habitat from the railroads, the highways, and shit, they're pretty much short of that.
Well, the problem is in the 1800s, they literally went on like a whole rampage to try and get them to be extinguished in the Indian Wars.
Yeah, to starve the Indians. Yeah, and it's like, or native, or what are they, first worlders, whatever the term is now. But like, yeah.
In America, it is Native Americans. What's the term in Canada, Nix?
First
You know what the-
Nations, as far as I
First
know.
Nation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
First Nations. That's the term for the Canadian ones.
Like bison meat is very good, and supposedly it's one of the healthiest red meats you can eat.
I've had a bison burger before. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, see, the problem is everything tastes like chicken. So of course, dinosaur tastes like chicken.
Oh my
That is,
god.
that's such an
one
old
of the
joke.
one of the Comic Cons I went to with my younger brother, they had bison burgers for sale set up.
Hell yeah.
And oh my god, my poor brother was in line for I don't even know how long. I didn't check the time, but it was like more than 10 to 20 minutes.
Oh damn.
And he's just patiently waiting in line, and we're kind of just joking. I went to get us like a table. I come back, he's still in line. I get my own food, he's still in line. Finally, I come back to him. I'm like, so what the hell do you think they're doing, making you wait this long for your food? Are they like out killing the bison,
Yeah.
or
You have to shoot your meal? What's going on here?
Speaking of shooting your
he had
meal,
ordered?
speaking of shooting your meal, has anyone had venison? That's deer.
Yes.
I have.
It is.
Right.
It is
Yep.
really good.
Yeah.
I remember one time I went over to my uncle's house and I had venison steak, and he said that thing was running the forest a few days ago, and it was really good. I've had venison jerky.
Oh, I
That's
have not
really
had
good.
that. Never had that.
a good chunk
Yeah.
of the people in my family hunt, or at least used to hunt. My great uncle, my grandmother's brother, younger brother, he is a full on hunter. He used to actually live back when I was living in like the boonies.
Mhm.
Our yards were pretty much attached, so I'd just go over to his house and he'd have like a deer, not real deer, obviously, but like a practice deer set up in his yard. And he always had like a whole bunch of he always wore camo. Actually, that's how you know he was a hunter, like a legit hunter. But now he's living in the city, and I kind of feel bad for him because, but like whatever, his life's a lot better than it used to be, so I'm happy for him too. My younger brother also has his hunting license, and he hunts every fall.
Nice.
So
Yeah,
yeah, my
that's the good thing
aunt,
about that's the good thing about having hunters in the family is you kind of get like a
yeah,
lot of free
legit.
food because like they kill
Um,
an animal and they have like just so much meat, you
Yeah.
know. So it's like, please take some of this meat. I can't have it, like my freezer is already like overflowing.
Well, my
yeah,
my uncle and cousin used to have this business going where, because they're butchers. Like my uncle was like a main butcher or whatever for a grocery store chain around here, and he and his son would actually like provide butchering for hunters. So there'd always be like a buck or something in their back shed that they've field strip cleaned and butchered up into pieces.
Yeah, my brother-in-law, he's a hunter. He does like his own like slaughtering of like the deer. He has like a small little shed in his backyard. He
Yep,
just like he puts down some cardboard, like strings up the deer and just like uses his knife and
drains
just
it.
goes at it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like it looked like a horror show from what I saw when I looked in the shed, but like they know,
interest.
yeah, they know what
I'm
they're
sorry.
doing. Yeah, they like
Yeah.
it's like, do you want like like they know all the different cuts of meat and all this stuff, and that was
Yeah,
kind of
so,
my introduction to like game meat as they called it.
yeah. Supposedly, you got to be careful with some independent butchers because like the backstraps are like the best part of the deer,
Hmm.
you know. And sometimes, if you have like a shady butcher, will say, "Oh yeah, I took the backstraps, ground it into beef or whatever," and they just kept the backstraps to themselves.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Uh, to finish my story though,
sorry.
my great uncle actually taught took my would take my aunt hunting when she was very young, and so she well, she never really followed up on any of it. She does have the instincts of a hunter. So there was one point when I was really young, and my her firstborn child, her son, my my cousin, he was out playing in their yard one time back before she moved to Winnipeg and then moved back. Um, they lived out near this in this old farmhouse near a big forest, and a bear and her cubs came right into their yard. But my aunt, who had been washing dishes and was like kind of keeping an eye on her kid, could smell the bears coming before they ever actually entered the yard. So she knew to go and get her son and bring him into the house and lock up the doors and everything.
Go
Oh
mom.
wow.
And she just kind of watched as the bears made their way through the yard,
Yeah, that's scary.
kind of took an interest in the play stuff that was there because, well, children are children of any species.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
They're
story,
just interested in the bare necessities.
yeah. But that story has always stayed with me, even as I got older, because I was like, God damn, I wish I could be that cool. Smell a bear before I ever even see it coming.
That's a superpower right there.
Yeah.
Legit. But it's because her uncle, my great uncle, uh, would take her hunting with him pretty much any time he went. So she learned from him all these different tells and everything. And it served her well because she got to protect her child
Yeah.
All right.
from possibly getting mauled.
Yeah.
So JB says the oldest chinchilla in captivity lived to be 28. In the wild, it's more like 5 to 7 years, but yeah, 15 is normal. She was not quite 6 and had surgery. Oh, yeah, that's young for a chinchilla in the wild. So rats live on average 2 to 3 years. I think there have been rats that have like lived to be 5, but that's like really out there. So sometimes you get rats that live 4 years. Sometimes. But yeah, 2 years is about the average. So I got 2 good years with this rat, so I'm gonna make them count.
Nice.
But yeah, I've thought about getting chinchillas. They're very soft. The problem is, you need a really big enclosure, and you need to buy at least 2 because they're they're social animals, and they're expensive. They're like 150, 300 just for one.
Well, you can't pick them up either. Like the way you pick them up, you have to do it special because they like have floating ribs. If you
Yeah,
pick
it's the
'em up
same
like a
thing with
rat-
same thing with bunnies. Like bunnies are freaking adorable, and I love their personality. Like I love it like when a rat's mad and it starts like stamping its feet. It's like Boo being like ah, it's like a when a short girl is mad at you and you just you can't be upset. You're just like oh. But yeah, I've looked into a lot of pets, and chinchillas are pretty cool. I wouldn't mind owning one.
Yeah, they take a
Only
bath
capybara.
rolling in dust. Yeah.
Oh, did you see the video where like they gave a chinchilla a stick and then they did like the ninja stance?
Adorable.
Oh yeah, because like you can have them hold things, and like I saw one where they had like a little tiny hat or whatever. And,
I speaking of exotic pets, I had a buddy who, when I was out in Australia, who had a sugar glider.
oh, those are nice.
Yeah, it's an adorable little black striped flying squirrel. The only problem is like it pees a lot. Like it.
Yeah, that's the
the-
thing. Male rats are the same way. Female rats don't pee as much, but male rats piss a lot because like they mark their territory and
Yeah.
whatnot. Female rats not so much.
Yeah.
But I gotta show this this clip.
Wow.
Just like look. I love its like facial expression. Like, come at me, bitch.
That's like a tripod stand. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It's just so funny. Oh gosh. But yeah, sugar gliders are really cool, especially like when you train them. So like, hey, come here. You hold out your hand,
Yeah.
and the chinchilla is and like they like jump and glide over to you. It's like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
JB says, male rats dribble pee like ants. Yes, that is correct. They dribble pee. So like if you're holding a male rat, a lot of times they will pee in your hand.
Oh. Man. Well, I also remember that same friend had another friend that had something called a slow loris.
Slow loris.
Yeah, this is not it's probably one of the most adorable things I've ever seen, but they detoothed it. Like
Oh.
apparently poachers would like get because they're like super adorable, but like have these huge eyes and everything, and they're super friendly and docile. But they like take out its like buck teeth, and I'm like, isn't that kind of the whole like defense? Like, how does it eat? And it's like, oh well, it eats this and this and this and mealworms, and I'm like, yeah, but like, does it have dentures?
That kind of reminds me of like people having skunks as pets.
Yeah.
And what they do is they remove the scent gland.
Well, skunks
Yeah,
are supposedly super friendly.
Yeah, and like if because like honestly, if you know you're gonna have a skunk as a pet, I don't really see the problem with removing the scent gland.
Yeah.
Because like as long as you're taking care of it, and it's gonna be a domestic pet, it's whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's your responsibility now because you took away his natural defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, supposedly they're just kind of like cats, from what I hear.
Yeah, I heard they're super friendly and they don't bite and all that other stuff. Like,
All right. So chinchillas are low water usage.
yep.
I think they pee every couple of days and have a preferred bathroom in the cage. And then the rat pee looks like water. Chinchilla pee looks like truck stop coffee.
Oh no! Well, they're
tastes
desert
rather-
animals.
I just gotta say, it tastes rather nutty.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, there's an image for you. Oh, it tastes like shit. Austin, it is shit.
Yeah, stool sample.
Yeah, I've been thinking about like those movies lately for reasons. Um, but yeah, rats are really great pets. Like, have you ever looked into prairie dogs?
Oh,
The,
those are adorable.
the
Yes,
last
they
animal
are.
to carry the bubonic plague.
God
Really?
damn,
Still,
really?
yeah, there's still cases of it in the United States. The prairie dogs are still carrying that disease. But yeah, they are cute. They stand up and they make dramatic poses. Dun, dun, dun.
Look at the thing. Like, oh, it's just the way like, I'm sorry, that is just so adorable. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've looked into a lot of like exotic pets about which ones I'd want to have. Chinchillas on yep, Andes Mountain, South America. Uh, yeah, so yeah, like having a chinchilla in Michigan, it's fine. But imagine trying to have a chinchilla in like Florida.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it says anything over 85 degrees Fahrenheit, I think, will kill it. And it's like that's like an average summer day in Florida, so that poor sucker's gonna die.
can I just say I've seen some videos of like you have a dog that's like made for like the Arctic.
Mm-hmm.
And so like you go to wake him up, you see like this mound of snow, and
Yep.
you go to wake because like the dog slept outside, and you realize yeah the dog was probably fine sleeping outside, probably preferred to sleep outside.
Oh yeah, when I was younger, I had a dog named Chinook. He was part Malamute Husky and part wolf.
Oh wow.
We kept him inside for a little while, but he made it abundantly clear that he did not like being inside, and if he did, he liked being in my bed. But or under our coffee table, not coffee table, our dining room table. But we kept him chained up outside. He actually broke the chain once, and I was so young, I just was like, "Oh, I guess they put him on a different chain today, closer to the road." No, he was off. He broke his chain off, and he was waiting patient for me at the bus stop.
Hmm. Yeah, that's what I love
And,
about dogs. It's just like the loyalty of them.
well,
Like
he
some people say we
got
don't
off
deserve dogs. I believe it.
he got
All
off
right.
one time after that and got hit by a car.
Oh
Oh,
fuck.
Did some damage to his leg, but didn't kill him.
Oh, that's
no.
good. Okay, I
I
gotta
don't
show
know
this
what
video.
happened to him after I had to leave that house.
The dog refuses to come in.
Okay.
Look at the
Oh, he's
drool.
happy.
I don't
Leave
know how
him.
to tell you this, but
Look how comfortable he
but
is.
if I'm cold, you're cold.
He's a happy boy.
Yeah,
You gotta come in.
He's
like
thriving.
he is content.
I don't know how to tell you.
He's
I
content
love-
and thriving in his own little world.
Yeah. It's like, and I know like the horse girl stuff has like a stereotype. Like, I don't know. It's like I've seen like horses having like personalities, and it's like I can kind of get why people have like people do develop like deep bonds with horses. Like I get like your thesis stuff, but there is something to be said for like the bond between a person and their horse.
Well, I mean, horses are both dumb and smart animals, if that makes any sense. Like, if you train a horse, it can actually be an incredibly smart animal, but left to its own devices, unlike dogs, in my opinion, which are naturally intelligent, horses are dangerously stupid.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want to show this video.
Just roundhouse kick the tree.
It did a drive-by farting.
Oh man, when I was in 4-H, dude, I have seen horses like do the hippo spread. Like,
Oh god.
yeah, this chick, I did English saddle for a while, and I'm helping this chick onto the horse. And like 1, 2, and all of a sudden, like a bunch of road apples came flying out the back end.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
it
like
wasn't me.
it's like a horse will just be standing there, and all of a sudden, shit'll just come flying out of its ass, and it's like, whatever.
Yeah,
Uh,
man, I don't miss those racetrack days though. When I worked as a stable hand at the Rockingham racetrack, oof, I do not like Arabians. Those are pretentious, angry animals that hate people.
well, it's also their owners,
believe it.
because like a lot of like if you get a successful racehorse, because it's not the career that's important, it's the stud fee. So like let's say you get like a Triple Crown winner, you can have like $1 million stud fee. By stud fee, you're basically pimping out the horse.
Oh yeah, but they were trained like anybody that gets on a certain like anyone that's on the right side of a horse or whatever is fair game. And I'm mucking out this horse's stall. It looks at me, looks down at my foot, looks back at me, and then stomps and stands on my foot. And I'm throwing everything I have at this animal to get it off, and it won't do anything. And finally, the stable master came over and like just basically screamed at it, and the horse ran away.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah, it turned about like when I pulled off my shoe, I couldn't get the shoe back on because of the swelling, but you could see like green outlines of the bones in the foot from like
Oh God,
yeah. I walked.
that
with a
horse
limp
sounds like
for
an
a little while.
asshole.
Yeah, and I was like, why did it do that? I was like, oh, because you're on its right side or whatever. I'm like, what the hell does that have to do with anything? It's like I don't know, but that's how they're taught, or that's how they like that behavior isn't corrected, so they just do it. You know. I'm like, what an asshole.
Yeah.
Man, and we had a Welsh pony there that was like super chill. So I'm like, okay, not all horses are assholes because that Welsh pony is just like super chill. It even used its body once to push away other horses that were crowding me while I was trying to muck out a stall once.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so this one's clearly one of the nice ones.
And that's the thing. It's like, let's say you get and like horses can live, I think like 25 to 30 years.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like, let's say you get a horse when it's young, and it's like one person throughout all its life. You could probably develop a really deep bond with that horse.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I kind of had something similar happen. There used to be this white horse out by my my aunt's not new, more recent place. She had, I guess now around 17 to 18 years.
Hmm.
And there was this guy had a field in this little tiny area for the white horse, and every time we drive down the road and we'd come up to see the horse, he'd always be standing outside. And then one day, about 2 or maybe 3 years ago, the horse just wasn't there anymore,
Oh,
and we were all very sad.
They
We didn't know the guy. We didn't know the guy one bit. We didn't know the horse, but just always seeing that horse out there at that particular stretch of road. I don't know. After a while, it becomes kind of a comfort to you. It's like one of those things that always stays the same, and then one day it's just gone.
yeah. That sucks.
And yeah, now even now we're like, damn, miss that horse.
Yeah. So like,
Now
I would never
own.
own cows as pets.
Mhm.
But if I did, it would be a Highland cow. Like, have you seen these?
Yeah.
Adorable.
Looks like almost like a bison.
Oh yes.
Like, I would actually own like a herd of Highland cows because they're just like, honestly, they're just so adorable, and they're like really friendly animals too. Like,
Well, cows are intelligent, dude. The steer, like, my dad worked on a farm. He's like, yeah, you don't want to piss off a cow because it'll never forget you.
yeah. See, what really sucks is pigs are actually very intelligent and
Yep.
they're very loyal. The problem is they get really big and really ugly very fast
It's smelly.
Yep.
and smelly. So, like, even if you wanted to have one as a pet, the size, like, I swear, like, I know there have been people who've been trying to like have like teacup pigs or like keep them in that piglet phase.
Mhm.
But I don't think they've been able to do that. But if you could like breed a pig that is like smaller like stays like in its like teacup phase almost its entire life,
Mhm.
and doesn't have health problems, that person would make $1 billion.
Yeah. I know I see a lot of people get those Vietnamese potbelly pigs, and then they're surprised in like a few years when the pig is as big as they are.
Yeah. The problem for pigs is they taste like bacon.
I don't know what happened. Would you like some bacon?
Yeah, cows have best friends. Like yeah, like cows can be very friendly with people they like. So like if you have
Yeah.
a cow as a pet, it can work. You know, like you hit, you know, whatever. And like honestly, if I had like a bit of a property, I'd probably have some chickens. Honestly, like
Oh,
I'd probably have like
100%.
chickens out there. You know, make some eggs. Like save myself some fucking money. Oh my god.
You ever see
Yeah, I
those
was gonna
chickens
bring
that
up
lay eggs?
the egg problem.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah.
I mean, egg prices have kind of started to go down, but like honestly, like before a certain Alzheimer's patient, I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Like eggs were like 50 cents to $1 a pack.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, they're $2 here now, or $2.50.
pigs like Doritos Locos Tacos.
Yeah.
I will say, charcoal does like Fruit Loops. I will say that. But yeah, I remember I was doing some garage sailing, and like somebody had like a teacup Yorkie, which was like a Yorkie like this size. I'm not
No.
sure if it was like a puppy or like an adult one, and I'm like, that sounds kind of like abusive or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Like as much as I love pugs, and like I would love to own a pug. I think they're like cute and adorable. And by the way, if I ever do get a pug, I am naming it Pugsley.
Ha.
Like Eagly. The Eagly
No.
the eagle. And Pugsley the pug.
Yeah, Pugsley the pug. You know, it's just the only way I get a pug is through a shelter because supposedly pugs have like big breathing problems, so like
yeah.
they're kind of an unethical breed.
Yeah.
So
they're-
I can't.
Well, you know PewDiePie's pugs, Maya and Edgar Allan Pug, which is never not going to be the greatest name for a pug ever.
I'm sorry. I just love the pun names, which is why I would want to get one from the shelter, name it Pugsley, because that's just perfect.
But his first pug, Maya, lost her eye,
oh.
Oh,
and that's apparently something that can actually happen with pugs.
Well, humanity has done so much damage to the Canis breed, like the dog
have.
breed. Like what is it? Shar-Peis, bulldogs, like all of these like shortened snout breeds have all these breathing problems and lower like hind leg issues, and it's like humanity did that. Like these animals cannot survive out in the wild. They were bred with defects to be like this.
so it's time
Yeah.
to shine. Says I declare that all pet pigs be named Crispy Bacon.
Crispy baked.
Ah,
I do know that there is like a breed of pug where like they actually like bred their snout back, and those are a little more ethical.
Mm.
I think there's still some controversy. Those are a little bit better, but yeah, I can't in good conscience. And the thing is, if I'm gonna buy from a breeder, I'm gonna have to do my due diligence to know they're an ethical breeder because there's so many breeders out there that are not ethical.
Mm.
Like yeah, corgis are cool, you know. But if I'm gonna spend $2,000 on on a corgi, I'm gonna like do research on the breeder to make sure they're ethical.
Yeah.
yeah.
But honestly, more than likely, I actually I'm gonna say this right now. My first dog is gonna be a shelter dog. Like, I'm not even gonna do that bullshit. I'm just gonna go to a shelter, like lock eyes with a dog and fall in love with it right then and there. That's what because I want that magical moment, you know, like where you're walking through a shelter and like you see a dog and like you just see each other, your eyes, you have that like I know it's like fairy tale, but I just want to try, you know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like all the cats that I got were shelter cats, and yeah, I would never go to a breeder because there's too many like unwanted animals out there to go through before, you know.
Yeah. Plus, the thing with the shelters is a lot of times shelter animals get more love and attention
Mhm.
than like the breeder ones, you know?
Yeah.
Because like you think about it, you're in a shelter. There's like at least 10 to 15 people that work at the shelter that their jobs are to make sure you feel happy, you know? So like
Yeah.
I feel like shelter animals have a little bit better temperament because you know they're more handled with more love and care, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, it's just
Well, the
like,
people are doing their jobs right.
yeah.
True.
But it breaks my heart like when I go to a shelter and I see a bunch of animals that nobody wanted. You know, it's like they have to like live their lives in a cage.
I'd
Like,
adopt them all.
yeah, if I could, I would. But it's
Yeah.
like that's why I could never work in like veterinarian or anything like that, because it's like you see the
Oh.
mistreatment and the horrors that man inflicts on animals, and you're just like, yes, I already hate people. Now I really hate them.
Like imagine someone brings an animal in and like they have a condition that can be easily cured with a procedure.
Mhm.
But they can't but the person can't afford it and they can't so basically the dog has to die because the person can't afford it. And it's like you're both angry at the person, but you're also you understand like they can't afford it. So you feel like this mix like and you're mad because you feel bad for being mad. It's like just such a mess, a cacophony of
Well,
emotions, you know.
Mm.
it's like me with my oldest dog, Teddy. He came from another family. Both my dogs, actually, Teddy and Toto, are Chihuahua Yorkies, father and son.
Did your dog
They
take the reins down in Africa?
came, but they came from the same people, and these are people that continuously breed dogs to the point where it's like their house was already really crowded. It was small. They had like 4 kids and a whole shit ton of dogs and a bird, and they were just it kind of seemed like they were hoarders. Like, I'm not saying they were bad people or anything. I don't know them very well personally, but they were friends with my mom. So I kind of feel like I rescued those 2 dogs from that situation of not having the kind of attention they clearly need, and they
Mhm.
aren't very well behaved dogs because of their
Yeah.
where they came from.
Yeah.
But Teddy, the oldest, the dad, is very old. All but like maybe 2 of his teeth have fallen out since I've gotten him, because no matter how hard I try, I can't keep up with his dental hygiene because A, he won't let me into his goddamn mouth to scrub his teeth with the little toothbrush thingy. And B, he doesn't like toothbrush treats, so that's out of the gate too. So I'm
Oh.
just kind of forced to sit back, and there's a procedure I could pay for that's fucking expensive as hell, to get like implant teeth. But at this point, I'm kind of like, well, what does it really matter? He's gonna die soon anyway. He's really old. He
Yeah.
can barely walk, and I hate that he's suffering. But at the same time, there is nothing that I can reasonably do
Other
within
than
my
make him
budget.
comfortable. Other than keep him comfortable
Exactly,
and loved. You know?
exactly. A couple of his son's teeth have started to fall out too because, well, I'm in a similar boat with him. He was never trained properly to like for me to take care of him. So if I try to get too close to his teeth, he starts to freak out, and there's a good chance that he'll growl and bite at me.
Like if the dog's gonna
I'm not
die in a
gonna
week,
do it.
if the dog's gonna die in a week anyway, give him the dog applesauce. Who the fuck cares? If the dog is like, you know, like
I'm
give the
actually
dog.
surprised that my oldest dog has lived as long as he has because they both gotten Lyme's disease
Oh
really
shit.
bad, and it flares up at certain points of the year. But Teddy is a trooper because he is still alive, still eating his soft food. Hell, he'll eat hard food if you soften it with hot water and um, cooking oils for to help improve his coat's health.
Oh, okay.
Like, but Toto, I just see him starting to lose teeth too, and there's nothing I can do about it because I'm in the same boat with Teddy. Like, he was never trained to like, get his teeth brushed. He hates it. He doesn't want me near his mouth. And he has more teeth than Teddy, so I'm more afraid of him biting me because he has a bit of an attitude problem.
I just gotta
Uh-oh.
say, the worst feeling ever is when a cat reaches the end stage of his life, and you can tell like they're just like a week from dying. Like they start to lose a massive amount of weight. Like they start to get like really frail. Like
Bony.
this happened to my family cat Mickey. He was a tuxedo cat. I'm guessing why we named him that. The cat was like a year older than me. He lived to be 19 years old, which is a pretty good run for a cat. Not gonna lie. And like I remember that last week, like me and Mickey never got along, but like that last week, it actually let me pet him because like you know my mom was just like constantly petting him, giving him some attention because we all knew he was on death's door, and like she had to step away. She had me pet him, and like I just remember this because like me and the cat never got along. Like it never wanted to be around me. Supposedly, as a kid, I pulled its tail, so it's probably on me. I was probably a little shit to it. It never wanted to be around me, so I'm the asshole, basically. So I don't blame the cat for not liking me, to be honest. I don't remember pulling it, but I probably did it when I was younger, so whatever. But anyway, I remember I was like petting the cat, and like this might just be like me misremembering. So this is probably a tall tale, so take it with a grain of salt. But like I don't know, I just remember like the cat kind of just looking at me, and like we just kind of, at that point we kind of had an understanding. I don't know. This might be just I don't know. This I might be fucking lying. I don't know, but that's just what I remember. And then like you know how like a lot of cats when they die they like find a corner to hide and that's where they die in.
Mm-hmm.
And it just disappeared one day. And my dad kind of like looked around, and I still remember like, yep, I found him.
That sucks, man.
So funny. So we had a dog named Bug, and there was about a year. So we got Bug, and then like a year later, Mickey passed away. So it was like a year when they lived together. And Mickey had the run of the house, and Bug, who was a beagle by the way, adorable dog. He basically just in the mud room. So like Mickey would like I remember so many like this is like multiple occasions. I'd walk into the kitchen, and like Mickey would just be like laying on the floor, like they'd just be like staring at each other from the gate, and just like sitting there and standing. All of a sudden, Bug would bark, and Mickey would run away. Like I swear, Mickey was like taunting him or something. It was just like the most hilarious thing. Sorry, I just tried to end the topic on a funny story, you know. But yeah, Bug was an amazing dog. So basically, my sister bought the dog, and basically it's like her tax return. And when she moved in with her fiance, now husband, she didn't take the dog with him originally. But by the time she was ready, my mom kind of was like, but you can't take him. We bonded. So essentially became my parents' dog. And I was a teenager at the time. And I was the one to take Bug out. Basically, my dad would be like, Nick, take Bug out. So I go take him outside. Go take him outside to, do his business, and I'd play with him because we had like a half-acre property. That was one of the good things. Because a dog like a beagle, they need space to run. We had about a half acre, so he actually had some space to run. That was kind of like one of the better things of that. I don't really have many pictures of Bug. This is really the best picture I have of him. He's a little bit older in this picture, and this was taken with a shitty iPod Touch, but that's Bug.
Nice.
He was a very like rambunctious dog, but very loving. Great dog. What's really cool is he would always like chase squirrels, and I remember the day he actually caught a squirrel.
Oh shit.
So like beagles are small game dogs. That's what they do. So like I remember I was like taking him out. He was like letting him run around, playing with him from time to time. And then I noticed he goes woo, kind of thing. Like and like he actually like started fighting this squirrel. And like how in cartoons when they fight you get like that dust cloud billowing up. Like I swear that's what it looked like. It was just like a mess of fur and whatever. It was blurry. And then all of a sudden, like the fight lasted like maybe like 10-15 seconds. And then I heard like a yip. And like Bug ran away and the squirrel essentially bit him on the leg. Bug was fine. But it was just so hilarious.
Nice.
Any of you guys got any pet stories you want to share?
None of the good ones. Mine are all downers.
Yeah, I have some downers about Bug, but I'm not gonna say any of that right now. The Mickey one was a bit too heavy. I don't want to, So yeah, let's kind of wrap up here. Chris, you got some stuff going on. You want to share?
Yeah, sure. So I'll be launching Infinitale Chronicles number 2 on Friday, May 23rd on Bancroft's channel here on YouTube.
Nice.
In addition to that, let's see. I think it's. God, I'm gonna have to look at my calendar. I think it's the 4th. Yeah, the 4th. I'll be on Kyle Prometheus's channel.
Okay.
Talking about Infinitale Chronicles. Yeah,
Nice.
I've been working on getting all sorts of the perks, and I just sent out the shipping boxes for the special collector's packaging for the perks. I can't wait to get those back and check them out. Yeah, man, there's a lot of stuff that I've been building up with this second campaign, and it's kind of a relief to finally be able to to put it in, into a sellable state now that I'm actually comfortable, asking for support from backers instead of just like, here's an idea, it's like, here's a book, So
Yeah, like honestly, your stuff is amazing, and I'm glad to see some more eyes on it. I'm really excited.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get on as many people's channels as possible to spread the good word, because we're kind of, I feel like I've lost all momentum from my first book because of how it's taken so long to get the second one. So anybody that's got like the channels that want to chat, I'm more than happy to. I'd be really grateful to jump on.
Well, you're always welcome to fill your shit here. So
thanks, man.
Yeah, Nix, we gave you some big promo at the start of the show. So is there anything else you want to mention?
Nope, but I'm putting the link in the chat.
That is fine. As for myself, tomorrow we'll be doing some more Cyberpunk, and then for May the 4th on Sunday we'll talk about our favorite Star Wars games. Here will be in attendance. Maybe Bunny Girl Nixon make an appearance. Maybe, who knows? We'll see. Yeah, and then on Tuesday I'll be playing some Oblivion Remastered. Oh my god, the set! I had someone give me that, and I played it a little bit. It's fun as hell, but oh my god, the settings! Like just finding the tuning in the settings for like a reasonable fucking frame rate was ridiculous. I actually had to download a mod, and by mod I mean it's like an INI file that has like the settings tweaked to like actually get it to run properly. The mod is an INI file. You place it in the stuff. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So we will be restarting Screecher here soon, and in about a week. The artist Forrester, he's been busy with school stuff. But we've had some text messages, and he's really excited to start it up again. So probably here in a few weeks, we will be having some more Screecher stuff to show. Also, if you backed Lost Kingdom, the beta reviews are due May 16th. That's a few weeks from now. So if you have not started Lost Kingdom, you probably should start now. Really excited to hear your guys' feedback. We're shooting for an August release date. Probably be putting on an update either tonight or tomorrow. So yeah, this has been Nick from the Phoenix Press, and remember, I can only show you the door. You just walk through it.